Chat. Okay, why is the shit? Mm. All right, let's see if I can get this started. Come back to this. All right, all right. Let me make me bigger for a minute. There I am. All right. I see I already got 11 people in here. Sweet. Oh, excuse me. Can you guys hear me okay? I'm trying a different setup, so I want to make sure that my audio is good. Can you guys hear me? Somebody please respond in the chat and tell me that you can hear me just fine. I will be grateful. Oh, it does. Oh, I'm gonna have to change that. Okay, let me find. Is it captions? Oh, I gotta make another one. Why does it say that? That's weird. Captions. That is weird. Why does it say that? And I lost the chat. Oh, come on now. We hear you. Sounds good. Awesome. Thank you for saying that. All right, I'm gonna try to change my banner real quick. Um, I see a bunch of people already in here. I'm sure you know why. I got a special guest. Um, we decided to flip the script. He says nobody's ever asked him to interview him, and I've never interviewed anybody. So here we go with something different. Oh God, I can't figure out how to change that. So let's see. Add. Let's try this. Interview time. As soon as I get my shit together here, I will. Why does it say just a test? There we go. I changed it. Now I know, and I can change his name. Actually, let me just put his name in right now, and I will invite him in. Oh, I was going to say his name wrong. Klymatix. There we go. Add. Oh, wait, no. We want to put the rest of it on there so it's proper. There we go. And show. There we go. So now you guys know who it is. Let me go back to chat. In case you didn't know, I've advertised it, so you guys probably do already know. But let me invite him in right now. Can I? Hello? What are you doing to me here? Add. On. That one off. And there we go. We have it. I figured it out, guys.
All right, good job.
Now that chat showing.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you just fine. I hope they can.
Chat, can you hear me?
That's usually pretty good at letting me know when I screw things up. So,
Oh, I see a couple. I see quite a few names that I recognize.
well,
Can
that's
you
what I
guys
was
see?
telling you last
Yeah.
night. It's like your chat is my chat, is Bill's chat, is Dan
Mm-hmm.
and Chris's chat,
Yeah.
is Tommy's chat.
Yeah.
It's the chat community is what I call it, and we're all like connected. So it's pretty cool. It makes it feel
Yeah.
really homey, because you're talking to people that you already know, you're already
Oh
familiar
yeah.
with. So it makes it
Yeah, I
not
can't go. I
as
can't go into
intense.
nobody's chat. I can't go into nobody's chat and hang out and just chill. I have to not say anything and just go in there and watch only.
Yeah, I have a lurker account for that because
Oh yeah, yeah.
as soon as they see my name, even if I'm not saying anything, I'll get called on the carpet. It's irritating. You can't when everybody knows your name by now. And in the
I
circles that we
know.
hang in, it's hard to be undercover, so to speak.
Yeah. Yep. Yep. It's hard for
So
me, babe. I'm not an undercover person, so
well, and you have a name that stands out too, so
that was
that
the
doesn't
point.
help.
That was no, but that was. I mean, honestly, that was the point.
Well, let me make that my first question for you, sir. Oh, just so you guys know, um, I, I had this crazy idea. I said I wanted to interview somebody, and I'm not trying to rub a jockstrap or anything, but Klymatix is kind of one of my heroes in the streaming scene right now, I guess, for lack of another way to put it. Um,
That's
I
so
uh,
nice.
I admire the way he does things and all of that, so I figured why not interview somebody that I'm aspiring towards his success. So
Well, I appreciate that.
better, yes, we
That's
better say hi
humbling.
to Snooks, the always
Nice.
present
Looks
Snooks. Hi, Snooks.
okay.
So he said nobody had ever asked him. He said, why not? Let's try it. So here we are. He's not used to being interviewed. I'm not used to interviewing. So this is going to be kind of seat of the pants. And
I did a lot of interviews in the wrestling realm, but never in this sort of thing. So this is a first for me. So I appreciate you having me on. I
so
like your background. It's pretty cool looking. I like it.
I,
Green
I like
screen.
it too. It's pretty cool. I had to have something. So I have a lot of time. I can sit on the computer at work. So I
Gotcha.
have,
Well, I know how
and I
that is.
worked 12-hour all night shifts. So I have a lot of time and
Mm.
trying to stay awake. So I try to keep myself busy with creative stuff on the computer. And that's where that comes from. So I'm going to try really hard. Yeah, I've kind of thought one of my deals is the people that I watch all the time, I kind of like to know a little bit about them.
Mhm.
Uh, and I've paid attention. I know you have a wrestling background. I don't know if this is doxing or not, and if it's trust me, if it's a question that you don't want to answer, nobody's going to be mad at you about it. At least
Sure,
well
sure,
me.
sure, sure.
But what was your wrestling name and where did you wrestle?
Okay, so my wrestling name was David Starr. It's spelled Stahr, and it's a play on the Star of David. When I started wrestling, I was trained by Tugboat Taylor here in Houston. I started in 2003, and we were looking for like a character for me, and the me and the ring announcer were sitting there chatting, and he was like, "Well, tell me about yourself." And I was like, "Well, I'm Jewish. I'm this. I'm blah blah blah." And he's like, "Wait, you're Jewish? What about something like that sort of related? There's a lot of different ways we can go about that." I wanted to be Goldberg, but look at me. So I had to go with sort of what I had, and that kind of worked for me. And my middle name actually is David, so David Starr kind of worked. Um, and
Now you can hear it.
I wrestled predominantly in Texas, Louisiana, Oklahoma areas for independent circuits in the NWA. Um, I was I never was like a in the WWE or TNA or any of that stuff. I've wrestled stars that were in that, but so I predominantly wrestled around Texas. I've been to every little piece of shit Texas town you could think of, because I mean Texas is huge. So I would drive 6 hours this way, fight somebody I just met, come home, drive 6 hours the other way, and still be in Texas. So I did that for a long time.
And when did you stop doing that?
About 4 or 5 years ago, I
Oh, so
was
not too long ago.
no, not too long ago, and the reason I stopped was um, I was in a custody battle for my daughter, and basically a condition. They didn't like the fact that I was going off over the weekends and traveling all over the place. So my retirement from wrestling was a condition behind the scenes with getting full custody of my daughter, and I felt like I had a pretty good career at that time. So I felt like I wasn't leaving because I was hurt. I survived. you know, I wasn't leaving because I was mad at the business or I had issues or anything. I just left because I had to concentrate on being a full time dad, and so it is what it is. I mean, I was actually thinking about having another match at some point in the future, not full time or anything like crazy like that, but just like locally here in Houston, because I have a lot of friends that hit me up about it nonstop. So,
Well, it's been 5 years. Okay, so a lot of people don't know. I did construction for
mm,
30 some years. I grew up in it. Started when I was 15. I've been doing construction all my life. And when I stopped, um, man, it's amazing how fast you get out of shape. It like all falls away. So you've been out of the game for 4 or 5 years. Are you still in good enough shape to do that?
yeah, well, yeah. I mean,
Or are you gonna have
it's
to
kind of
train like an
well,
animal to get there?
no, it's kind of like a bicycle as far as like the knowledge part goes. As far as like the muscle memory on how to take bumps and how to do clotheslines and how to do a suplex without killing the other guy.
Yeah, but
Uh,
it's still
but
extremely
it's
physical.
still physical. But I mean, I think I could probably have a 30-minute match right now, and it's not would not even be 10 minutes if I had one. So I mean, I would be done afterwards. I mean, but I mean, I'm getting older, but I mean, I'm still in pretty good physical condition. I mean, I'm not overweight or anything, and I mean, I work out. I have my garage set up with a little gym there. And, I do a few things.
Yeah, that's fine. I tell everybody I'm not, it's the Toby Keith song. I'm not as good as I was, but I'm as good once as I ever was. So like I can go out and I can outwork some 20-year-olds all day long, put a hammer and a gun in my hand, a nail gun, and I can outwork 20-year-olds all day long, but then I'll be in bed for a week afterwards. Okay, always important.
Sorry
So
about that.
so then when you left the wrestling, well, I know important people have calls to take. um yeah, probably not a good text apparently, sorry. What was it? Oh, okay, so you were forced out of wrestling, unfortunately, and my condolences for that. I kind of know the situation. I've gone through something similar, not to that extent, but similar, so I understand how that goes. Uh I don't know what you well, I was going to say do, but as of what a week ago, now it's did. And how did you make it? You said you worked remote, so you must do something
Yeah, I was
in
I
the
was a I,
business wise.
no, I'll tell you because I'm probably not going to ever do it again. Um oh, hold on. I'm sorry. Right. Okay, so I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, I heard what you said. I was a civil engineer. I did AutoCAD, like land development stuff. I've been doing that
Oh,
pretty
wow.
pretty much my whole life. Um, uh, I started when I was like 19, 20 years old, and I found a. It's kind of weird, but I found a a job where I could go crazy wrestling all weekend and go sit in a chair on Monday, and people would leave me alone, and I could
So
put
you
on
were doing
the.
both at the same time?
I was doing both at the same time, going to the office, right?
Gotcha.
And so when COVID hit, I got switched to working from home.
Yeah, I
And
did the
then
math in my head, and
yeah,
I
yeah,
figured that had something to do with
right.
it.
And then I got full custody of my daughter while I was working remote. And so I had a situation where I had to get her on the bus and get her off the bus. And the in Texas, the kids log in and out of the bus with their ID, and it shows it on my phone, like on an app, like a map, like when you order food, and I can
Wow.
see the bus coming to me. So I had to be there physically, and so I was like, well, I'm going to stay working from home. I set up a whole workstation from home, and so I did that, and then just one job rolled into another. The turnaround time in engineering is pretty heavy. And as time went on, less and less people were okay with working from home, you know. And so I was just recently had an engineering job, and they I was on contract, and they did not basically they didn't renew the contracts of the remote employees because they were doing a return to office. And so I mean, it's about to be the summer vacation in like a week or two here. So even if I wanted to go and work in an office again, I can't, because I mean I'm a 24/7 parent, so I don't
Man,
have that,
that's priority right there, bro.
So yeah, I mean, she's here right now in the other room. So I mean, and I'm an only
Can we say hello, little Cly?
yes, yes. Oh, I think her name was after the puppet thing. I think her name was LaQuisha or something now.
Edgar named her.
Yeah, Edgar named her. But she's a good kid, and she thinks this whole thing that I do is pretty cool. And she's got a good head on her shoulders because of it. And I just want to keep her away from the camera, keep her away from the community as
Smart,
much as
smart move.
possible. Uh, but I've done engineering for so long, and I've had success with my channel before, but I've never had success since meeting all the Patriots, becoming friends with Tommy, starting the show, and all that stuff. Now, and I remember a couple months ago sitting here going, "Am I wasting my time working? Am I losing money not being able to sit here and stream during the day and make videos and all that stuff?" And honestly, like I know it sounds kind of cheesy to say this, but God, like literally last week, pointed me in a direction immediately, and I still can't wrap my head around. Like I hardly ever pray like a real specific. I might go, oh please God, let this work out, or whatever. But I never like literally sit there for 20 minutes and like speak to God, right? And then so last week I did that, and I said, I just need a sign. I don't know whether I should be fully investing into my channel or my work, my job, trying to advance myself at this company, or just step back from the content creation because y'all got some drama that I'm not used to having around. Like I mean, I streamed video games for a long time, and that kind of space, they'll make a video making fun of your nose, your teeth, or whatever. But here in this space, they want to talk to your landlord and
Yeah,
and
well,
and, and call
welcome
your
to the
kids
Portland
school.
Patriot.
Yeah, call your
Welcome to the
kids
Portland Patriot
school,
scene, Cly.
and destroy your car and spray deer urine in your window and throw hot tea at your face. They want to like really damage you and ruin your relationship with your mother. Is like, they want to really. So I'm not really used to that. I'm used to it now, I guess, a little bit. But so I just, I said that, and I just said, look, I need a sign that I'm not gonna miss. And I had just had my like yearly review, and I had a good rating. I got a little bump in pay. I got everything was good. And then when I said that, 2 days later, they called me uh at like 8 o'clock in the morning and was like, "Hey, today's your last day." I was like,
Yeah, isn't that how it usually works though? It hits you when you're least expecting it.
"Well, I mean, luckily, I'm not I've never really been one to like live check to check. I sort of kind of hate spending money. I only spend my honestly, I only spend money when I absolutely have to. I'd rather give you $20 than spend $20 on me. It's just the way I am. It's the way I've always been. It's not. I don't look at you know anything beyond like today. It was everything I could not to. And I'm just gonna say this because a lot of people probably were in there in NDG Gaming's stream back, and it was everything I could do to not super chat him. And I know I can't really afford to now, but I wanted to because he got his channel back and he missed a couple days, and I want to help people. It's just I get that from my dad. So,
That's
but
that's not a bad trait, man. That's not a bad trait at all. So that kind of segues into another question I had, and this is real talk. And again, if you don't want to answer it, we get it, but
sure,
we'd
sure,
appreciate it
sure.
if you did.
No, I'm
So
pretty open book. I'm pretty open about
I,
most things. I mean,
I was in I was actually I think you said it when I was on your show last week or whatever. We were talking about streaming to people, and you made the
hmm
statement, for years I streamed to nobody.
yep,
And I don't know how long that was, but I know how that feels. I've been literally trying to build a YouTube channel since COVID, since 2020, and I got my first super chat about a month ago, or I got my first super chat 2 weeks ago. I got my first Cash App about a month ago,
mm,
and those were like huge steps for me because it's been 6 years. I've been plugging away, trying to find my niche, trying to find out where I fit in, where I could do it.
right.
Um, for me, I still work full time. I work 50 hours a week. This is kind of a side hustle, for lack of another way to put it. I'm a bit older than you, so I'm looking at ways to
You're not
work
that
out of
much older
retirement.
than me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I don't drink alcohol. I don't know why I still look like this. I mean, my parents aged really, really well too. I mean,
Bro, I know
my mom doesn't look in her 70s.
I may be old enough to be your dad, dude, for real.
Oh,
You're in your 40s, right?
no, I actually, my birthday is in a couple weeks. I'll be 48.
Oh, you're okay. So I'm not
Yeah.
quite old enough to be your dad then.
Yeah.
I'm 8 years ahead of you, so I
Okay,
thought you
okay,
were a little
okay.
bit younger than that.
Yeah,
I thought
I was born in 78.
I thought you were close to
Yeah.
40. Yeah, I was born
Oh,
in
thank
70,
you.
so I'm not that far. You're still
I
Gen
got you.
X.
Yeah, yeah. I'm still
But,
Gen X, right.
you know,
I'm absolutely Gen X. I was like right at the cutoff, right?
but
The internet came out when I was in high school.
right now I'm just happy that the channel is kind of paying for itself because I'm getting things and
Yeah,
working on things and
and you're
trying to
monetized if you could do super
advance.
chats, right?
Yeah, I got
Oh,
to
that's
work that
nice.
out. I can't get at them right now. I have a snafu with my license, the actual license
Mm.
card, and you have to verify. So I'm waiting to save
Oh,
enough money to go to the
like
DMV and get my license renewed.
people don't have any idea how hard it is to go from making a one video to getting a check for $100 from YouTube. They have no idea
It's
the
huge.
process.
It is a slog, dude. It really is.
I mean, it is so hard. I've been monetized since 2023, and it took like 3 months just to get through the Google AdSense crap and make sure, like, okay, do I have my right bank account set up? And like the first time, like I used the YouTube on my phone, I used the YouTube Studio to look at my money because the
Mhm.
one on the internet on the computer is never fucking accurate.
Oh,
You know,
I haven't got that far yet.
yeah.
So,
If you look at the YouTube Studio app on your phone, though, it's pretty accurate, and it says it'll be sending you money. And I remember like the first time it said, "Hey, we're going to send you $400." I was like, "Are you okay?" When between this day and this day, and then it hit my bank the first time. Okay, I can't explain to anybody, and you probably, if you haven't had, have you had a deposit from YouTube into your bank yet?
no, I haven't even
Okay,
got through
okay.
AdSense because I got to get my license.
Okay. I see. So
Verification process I'm still going through.
I can't explain the feeling it feels to go through all this for because people don't get it. You don't get it's not like Rumble or the other sites where you get monetized like right away. It takes a long time. You have to make a lot of videos for free. You have to do a shit
Mhm.
ton of work for absolutely no gain but 20
And then when you wanna
views,
get monetized, they
right?
tell you half of them aren't. You gotta get rid of half of your collection that
Right.
you've
Yeah.
spent all these years making because YouTube doesn't like them for some reason or
That's
another.
right. And then also, then you try to plug your stuff around the internet and you try to share your links, and then you get you get dogged out for plugging your own stuff. So it's so super hard to get anywhere with it. It's almost like you have to have like dummy accounts to go, you know, plug your own stuff like on a separate name, so it's not tied. It's so weird.
Well,
So
there's businesses that do that, unfortunately.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've heard,
There's a
ghost
lot of
accounts and
there's a
buying
lot of
clicks and
different
views and
ways.
all of
That's right.
that. Yeah, it's
There's
ridiculous.
there's a lot of different ways you can get monetized with a couple dollars. You can pay somebody on Fiverr to do it. You can have other people do it for you. You can pay one of these clowns that comes into your chat and says
Dude, but then when your audience finds out, you're meat. They'll pulverize you once they find out that you did that.
I know.
You,
Yeah.
you and chat nowadays is so smart and they're so good at figuring things out. You can't pull anything over on your main audience, on your loyal chat.
Okay. Let
And
me
once they
see.
find out, they will crucify you for
Yeah.
being fake.
Hey, guys in the chat, if you would be so kind, there we only have a few people in here. Would you be so kind as to share the link to the stream on your
Yeah,
X
that
just
would
to
be
let
amazing.
let everybody know that we're in here doing this? Because I know there's a Patriot flag wave going on, but you could
Yeah,
put
I
that
think
on one. You could put that on one side and us on the other, and listen to us
ground
and
zero
watch that.
ground zero Shane is there.
Yeah,
Well,
Ground Zero. Tommy's live, or Tommy was live, I guess. Oh, 963 people watching Tommy. That's good. Um,
yeah.
so
So
that's
so
that's
that
cool.
Yeah, that was where I was leading to, and I got sidetracked. Sorry, but you saying that you were for years, and I don't know how long um, before
Oh,
you connected with the Portland scene, but and this is and I'm not saying this personally. I'm just telling you what I've seen. Everybody's got critics. Everybody's got haters, naysayers, and one of the things that I hear and it's not that often, but when I hear people criticize you, everybody's saying that you're grifting off of Tommy.
mhm,
You would be
mhm,
nothing if it wasn't for
mhm,
Tommy.
mhm, mhm,
And here's my take on it. You said you spent years streaming to nobody, and then it looks to me, anyways, from what I've seen, is that you kind of blew up. You probably double your viewership or whatever when you started connecting with the Portland scene and Tommy in specific, which is not a bad thing. I mean, you find something people like, you put it on there. That's the whole
mhm,
point of this
mhm, mhm.
YouTube. I don't see that as a criticism. I see that as how the game works. So do you
Okay.
consider like Tommy your boost up recently?
No,
How do you see that? 'Cause
not really. Actually, the person that got me um to be like known a little bit out in Portland was Honey Badger Mom.
okay.
So okay, so when I said I streamed to nobody, I mostly streamed on Twitch because I
Mm.
was trying to play video games and be a Call of Duty streamer and
That
play
was
World
big
of
for a
War.
couple of years.
Yeah, play World of Warcraft, and I was in Asmongold's Classic WoW Guild,
Oh,
and
that had to have been
and
cool.
yeah,
Did you
and
get
I
any of his money?
no, no, I wish. So like for example, like Final Fantasy 14 is a MMO. It's the MMO version of Final Fantasy. It's not like a regular Final Fantasy game, like the mechanics. It's more like World of Warcraft. I literally streamed over 200 hours of that and like read the dialogue. So I mean, I've streamed for maybe 3 or 4 years. The most viewers I ever had on Twitch was like maybe like 40 or 50. But then I started becoming super based, and Trump became president, and I started making videos on TikTok. Since then, I've cleaned up my TikTok because TikTok is crazy. They hate conservatives,
That's what
and
I've
and,
heard.
and you can't make every. I had like 18 community guidelines violations on there, so I decided, my YouTube channel. I have a lot of the first couple videos I made were World of Warcraft, and they have like 40, 50,000 views. I organically got, and so as soon as I started making, you know, pro MAGA, pro Trump videos, it was just me in front of a flag that I had hanging down. It was just me talking to the camera. It was just, and then I started learning how to do video editing and doing all that stuff myself and making videos. And, then I was looking at other people, what they were doing online. And I was looking at, other content creators that were making like Doc Rich. I don't know if you know who that is. And
Yeah,
other
he's a
people.
Buckeye, bro.
Okay. Yeah. Other people who were like reaction. I have my channel is a reaction channel.
Mhm.
It's always has been. And I mean, I reacted to Tom McDonald. and Ben Shapiro doing that song together, you know. And so one day I was sitting there and I frequently watched Matt Morse,
Mm.
and I like because Matt played World of Warcraft. You know, I don't know Matt at all, but I was watching him and he was streaming Portland and he was restreaming Honey Badger Mom.
He was big on Honey Badger
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
beginning,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Well, she
And
was the only one down there for a minute.
right, right, right.
Yeah.
I saw this and I went, "Whoa, that's pretty interesting." And then I heard Matt say, "Well, I sent Honey Badger Mom $2,000," and I was like,
Yeah, I was there that night. I was there that night.
"Oh, me
Not that I
too,
was in his stream that
me
night,
too,
yeah.
me too, me too." And you didn't, we didn't know who each other was. I mean, nobody knew who I was because I had never streamed this, and I was
Nobody knew
like,
who anybody was back then.
"Yeah."
This was none of
And
this was
so
happening yet.
I look back at my first stream out there, and I had just pulled. I think Portland Andy was on his bike, right? And I had just pulled him up full screen. I was in the corner, and I was just here. And then Honey Badger Mom came up, and I put her up. And at first, I had set it up for me to just watch because I have a lot of screens because I'm a gamer and I make videos, you know. So I had put it up for me to watch, and I organized it into like the squares that I do. And I was like, well, what am I going to put in the fourth square? And I was just sitting there going, because I had thought maybe I should start streaming on YouTube since I have such a better following on YouTube, but I had never really done that before. So I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to try to stream on YouTube. I've tried before with games, and I got more viewers than Twitch. Twitch is horrible. So I don't think really it was me. I think it was just because it was Twitch, you know. So Twitch was it is really bad for discoverability because if you have 500 people playing the game, the top 5 people have all the viewers and everybody else is streaming to nobody.
Well,
So
and as
you're in the
far as
middle of
I
that.
know, you also have a limited age group on Twitch. Like people my like I have never once ever in my life looked at Twitch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Some people your age and older don't even know what Twitch is.
Yeah, I know what it
Right,
is because I have a nephew that's a
right,
gamer Twitch
right,
streamer,
right.
whatever,
So
however you
it's
say it,
so
but
it's like
I've
it's
never looked at it.
almost Twitch is only good is if you're already established somewhere else and you bring your audience with you.
Mm.
Then you're good to go. But so when
Kind of like Rumble. Kind of
yes.
Rumble's that way
So
too.
the only thing I had ever streamed on YouTube at that point was the games Hearthstone or WoW or Final Fantasy or some sort of racing game or something like a Forza. And so I said, okay, well, you know what? Let me try to stream. So if anybody I grifted off of was Matt Morse, because I basically took his idea and decided, you know what? I was thinking like Back to the Future 2, where Marty's sitting there as he watching that big screen of like 12 screens. And then I saw Portland Andy streaming from home the next day. And I saw him have like 800 screens everywhere,
Yeah,
little
right.
and all this. And I'm like, oh,
It looks like
oh,
one of those TV stores you go into with the
yeah,
walls of TVs.
right,
That's what
right,
Andy's
right,
looks
right.
like.
So I was like, oh, okay, hold on a second. I could probably do this. So, like, when I streamed, I just had Portland Andy up. I didn't have a bunch of screens everywhere. Nobody knew who I was. I just put myself in the corner. I put Portland Andy full screen. And the day before, I had 60 viewers. And that time with Portland Andy, I had 1,500. And
Jeez.
I went, wait, what the hell is happening right now? I was like
We
in
might be
tears.
on to something.
Right. My head was going, hey, asshole, ding, 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 ding. You know what I'm saying?
Here's your sign.
So yeah, here's your sign, right? So I was like, oh crap. So the next day I did it again. And I had 5,000. I was like, whoa. And then it ended up like I had a steady of like 1,000 concurrent live at the peak of that. I mean, it's died down a lot now. Tommy's not going out there every day. It's October and November were crazy. I had 35, 40,000 people every stream total at the end of the now. Matt Morris has that concurrently, so he has like 3.2 million at the end of his stream.
Yeah, he's been steady for a lot longer though.
So a lot of people think that I went out there, I saw this guy Tommy, and I sent him like $500 and paid him to be my friend, and now I'm all got money coming in, and we have the no, that's
Can you
not
do that? Does it actually work like that? Because I got a little bit of money saved up.
that's not at all what I did even and what happened. So I went. I was watching the stream, right? and I wrote because I looked up like copyright because I didn't really know how it worked, and I did not know that restreaming was a 4 letter word, that it was like frowned upon. I didn't know. I had no clue. So um when I was restreaming Honey Badger Mom, I had Portland Andy, Honey Badger Mom. I didn't even know who Tommy was. I don't even think at that point Tommy had knocked that guy out.
There was no Tommy yet.
There
Yeah,
was there was no
he
Tommy
was
yet.
just a
So
random person hanging around in the background.
I was out there. Honey Badger Mom was out there. Tinkerton maybe was standing at the corner by himself, at the far out corner. None of that stuff had even happened yet. So I had messaged Honey Badger Mom on X and asked her, "Hey, I don't want to like step on your toes, but is it okay if I restream you?"
Yeah,
And she
everybody was scared at first.
everybody was scared at first, and she said,
Mhm.
and she wrote me back, "Thank you for asking." Yes, and so
But
I
on the flip side of that coin, most BOTG streamers didn't really understand the whole restreaming thing either because not a whole lot of people were doing it other than like Portland Andy and
right.
whatever.
Well, I didn't
It
know it
was
was a
new
bad
to
thing.
everybody.
I didn't know it was a bad thing because I don't want to piss anybody off, break the rules, and I don't want to be a grift. I never even heard of the word grifter until I met all of the people in this in this realm. They don't use that word in the gaming space at all. There is no grifting. That would be like me trying to play a game with Asmongold because it's who he is, and now I'm on stream with him. That would be the only kind of thing I could think of. It's not like it is here. So Honey Badger Mom, I thought, okay, I sent Honey Badger Mom $150 on stream, and I held my phone up like I did with Tommy, and I showed that I sent her. I sent her money because Matt Morse sent her 2 grand, and I thought honestly that that was the appropriate thing that we did when somebody allowed us to restream their content, is we hooked them up with a little bit of money if we can. Now I can't, I'm not Matt Morse deep, so I said, well, my version's 150, and I was showing it.
Well, what he actually did was he whatever profits he took in from that night, he
Yeah,
split
yeah,
with
yeah.
her,
Well, that's what I
which was
did.
a really cool thing
Yeah,
to do.
no, that's what I did. I
Yeah.
made like 350 or three something, I
Yeah,
remember, and I
that's why
gave
the
her half.
monetary that's why the difference in the numbers because he
Sure,
got
right,
a
right, right.
shit ton of donations that night.
Right. If I would have made 2 grand, I would have given her a grand. But I made like 300 something, so I gave her 300.
Mhm.
So after that, we didn't become friends. I don't really know her. I mean, I don't even really know her name. I know her as Honey Badger Mom, and it's like
I
9 months
do.
later.
I've known her for
Okay.
over a decade.
I've never. I mean, I've never talked to her, in any sort of way. Like I'm not gonna like say that we're friends or like she's my homie or whatnot. I mean, I don't dislike her either. I know there's maybe a little bit of drama here and there with
I've
certain
broken bread
people.
with her outside of the
Uh,
Patriot movement.
I
I
mean,
can
but
honestly say
but
I know
she
who she is.
she she was she. I'll tell you this. I'll tell you the only thing I really know about her is she went out there. She got attacked a couple times, and she was really nice to me when I first broke on the scene. She didn't treat me like I was an outsider, and I shouldn't be doing this. And she allowed me to restream her, and I gave her as much money as I could. And then honestly, when she stopped going out there, is the last time I really talked to her, which was a long time ago. What, December,
Yeah, yeah,
maybe?
probably November, December,
So
yeah.
so she's really the one that started. And so then here's this guy Tommy, and I was streaming the night he knocked that guy out, and of course, we're all freaking out. We didn't know that was going to happen. I don't know who this guy is. And again, here he is. I'm streaming him all the time. And then he's like, "Oh, it's okay if you restream me. I don't mind." When he said that, I was like, "Oh shit, okay, okay." And then, do you know Maga Babe on X? Her
Mm,
name is like
po
Maga Babe 19 or
I think
something.
she follows me, but I'm not exactly sure who she is.
Okay,
I don't really know all that many people that aren't in Portland. I
yeah,
don't
yeah,
have the capacity to
I got you.
expand my friendship. I'll know the name and we interact on X once in a while, but
Wait, where are
it,
you
it
at? Oh, you're
I'm
in Oregon, but you're not in Portland. You're
yes.
Oh,
Well,
you are in Portland.
I'm just outside of Portland.
Oh, okay, okay. Don't doctor your location, but okay, I wasn't sure. I knew
Yeah,
you were
I'm
in
just
Oregon,
outside of Portland. That's why
obviously.
I actually live stream from down there too. So
Oh, okay, I got you. So um, after I found out that Tommy was funny and he knocked that guy out, and I thought that was funny, and then he trolled them. But see, I noticed something that Tommy does that not too many other people who do that kind of IRL stuff out there screaming at those clowns. he has a specific thing he does, and I noticed right away. And what he does is he throws one-liners and insults and all kinds of stuff at him to get their attention. They think they're going to come and argue with a dumbass, and then he switches, changes
Yeah.
personalities almost,
Yeah, his
and
insults are bait.
and yeah, they're bait. And then as soon as they come and engage with him, thinking that they're gonna be a back and forth prick waving dick fight like clown show, he spits nothing but factual political analysis back at them, like this is why this is why this is why this, and this is it. No insults, no, factually correct. And
And he's getting better, and he's
yeah,
getting
and he's
better
getting
at it.
better. And I'm going, wow, this guy's got it. He's got what it takes to combat these people with gift of gab and knowledge and willing. I stream tomorrow and there he is, and I stream the next day and there he is, and there he is, and there he
Yeah,
is.
he
And
was down there every day for a long time.
I said, you know what? I said, you know what? I got to give this guy some money. I'm making so much money. I got to get. So I gave him $100 just to see, because I wasn't sure what was appropriate. I wasn't sure what amount was appropriate to send. And I see other people were sending him $100, and he was like freaking out at like $50, tips and stuff, because I guess he was on X then, right? And then I saw he had like 107,000 live viewers one day,
People love
and
Tommy.
and he goes, "All right, I'm tired, guys. I'm gonna go home. See you later." And
Click.
and I went,
He does that. It's so weird. He's like, I'm done. Bye. See you. Click.
"Oh my god!" And I was just like, "Oh, this guy is just he should have said, hey, can everybody right now please cash at me 50 cents to $1? Everybody, every one of you, please, $1. Look what I'm going through. He or at least go subscribe to my channel. At least do something. He didn't do any calls of actions. He just closed it, and I was like, oh god, this guy needs help. Oh
And
god, he needs so much help.
that's the thing, though. If you watch him compared to some other streamers, he barely asks for money. I mean, quite honestly, he doesn't
Right?
have to,
He doesn't
because
have to.
everybody
Right,
willingly,
right, right.
everybody loves Tommy, everybody helps Tommy out,
So
and that's great. But he's not begging. They say, oh, he's a grifter. He's just a. He doesn't even half the time. I never hear him ask for money
no,
at all.
no. I know some of the people are like, if you don't tip me right now, I'm turning off the stream. Like I would never say that.
Oh,
You
I've
get
heard people
crazy.
literally say that. I heard one streamer down there. He was like, I've been down here for 2 hours and I got 20 bucks. I'm F this. I'm going home, and just
Oh,
chopped his stream. And I'm
Nathan
like,
hot dogs.
whoa, no, not it's
Oh,
somebody other than Nathan. I'm not going to mention names,
okay.
but
Don't.
it was. I was just like, dude, did he really just do that?
Okay.
Because he had a lot of people watching, but it was just a night where nobody was contributing, and it almost sounded like a tantrum. He's like, I don't understand why nobody's donating me. I'm going home. Bye,
That's
click.
so crazy.
And I'm like, dude, you
So,
can't do that.
Maga Babe had gone. She was a regular in my chat. She went on Tommy's stream, and she was like, "Hey, this guy Klymatix just sent you $100." And like the same thing I did with Honey Badger Mom. I showed the phone to the screen, and all I was doing was I didn't want people to think that I was bullshitting. I wanted a receipt. And I wasn't trying to like go, look what I'm doing. I was trying to go, hey, look, I actually did it. I did what you don't know me. You just found my channel a week ago. You don't know who the hell I am. You know, like here, I'm showing you I have integrity. I do what I say I'm going to do. I sent the guy $100, and he goes, oh, thank you so much. Klymatix, something. And I went, oh, hell no. And then the next day, I was like, this guy's going to learn my name, $100. And I put, learn my name, $100. I sent it. And he was like, thank you, Klymatix, learn my name. Oh, for fuck's sakes. What's this guy's name? How I say it? And so his chat was trying to help him and all this stuff, right? And then it ended up sending him about $500, like 5 days in a row. But I made quite a bit more than that, right? It was worth it for me, because then it was funny. We started laughing with each other, right? And then time went on. He knew who I was, and I would always support him. I was sending people to his chat. I was sending people to. So it's almost like, now I'm not saying that, if two people know each other and one person does everything and the other person does nothing, somebody's being used. But
Yeah.
if you and I know each other and you do something for me and I do something for you and then you do something for me and I do, hey, we're friends. Isn't that what that means? If I need help carrying some shit and then next week you need for me to come help you rebuild an engine or some shit, it's going to happen, you know? Like
Yeah.
that's what people do. So
Yeah.
he was helping me. I was helping him. I was sending him viewers, people to go, and I was telling him in messages. I remember I was like, I saw my message with Tommy on X because I had to send him a StreamYards link. And I scrolled to our very first message I sent him and I started laughing at it because it was just like, hi, my name is Cly Dash. And I like phonetically spelled it out for him. So we became friends. That's all it was, is we just
Well,
became
what people
friends. It
don't
was funny.
understand is if
He's
you get
funny.
past all the hype and the rhetoric and the political nonsense, Tommy is an incredibly likable guy. He really is.
He,
You know, I've spent time with him in person a lot, and
uh-huh.
he's actually a very likable person, like somebody that you want to
He is, yes.
go bowling with or something. You
And you
know,
know what's funny is that so Tommy's not joking when he tells people that we play Call of Duty every day. Like when I wake up every like well, I wake up early, but I'm 2 hours ahead of you. So when I know at like 9:30, 10 o'clock my time, I'm about to get text. Hey, what's up? What you doing? Hey, what's up? You been getting on the game? Okay, gets in the Discord. We have a private little Discord, little group we have for just the people who play the game. And then sometimes it's a whole squad of 3 or 4 guys in there. We're playing Call of Duty or Battlefield every day. Couple hours later. So I mean, and I've talked to a lot of the times, um, they'll be out there. Tommy will get maced. Something will happen, and my phone will ring, and it's Tommy's wife. She's she's calling me. I'm honored. I'm flattered. I don't know how I became that guy to them, that they trust me enough to call me halfway across the country for
well, because
advice and
you're
everything,
friends, you're actual
Well,
friends,
yeah,
not
right,
just
right.
business partners.
So Tommy was, I heard him say on chat quite a few times, I need money. I need to get out of where I'm living. I need to figure out a way to turn this into a real business. And I just was like, I know how. You got to be PG-13. You're not going to like it. And so
Yeah.
I had a conversation with him and I was like, look, bro, you got to stop saying Riri. You got to stop saying this word. You can't say the F word for gay people. You definitely can't say the N word like Chud the Destroyer does. Yeah, or what was it? The Builder Destroyer. That's funny. Chud the Builder does. Um, you can't be saying that kind of thing. I know he didn't say that word, but he said other things that I was like, you can't. It's going to be hard for Josh Raw Tactics to be monetized.
Hmm.
It is. And so he was like, I can't do it. I can't. I'm like, yes, you can. Type everything. I told him this is what you do. I don't know if he actually did this part, but I said, go to Chat GPT and type out all your catchphrases. Every single thing you say, and really type out what you say, like the vulgar shit. And then ask Chat GPT to create PG-13 versions of each one.
Huh, that's a good idea.
You know, Hell, I use ChatGPT on my bookshelf. I took a picture, loaded it in, and said, based on what I have, what should I have? And it gave me a whole list of books to order.
Huh.
ChatGPT is beautiful, man. So I told him to do that, and he was just, to be honest with you, he was a little argumentative about it. Kind of like Zach
He's
X is,
stubborn.
kind of like Zach is going to be after I have this conversation with him. But if you want to make money, you have
You gotta
to
play the game by the rules.
you don't have to change who you are. You don't have to change what you're saying. You have to change how you're saying it.
Yep.
That's extraordinarily important to change how, you know, you just have to for the YouTube algorithm. So, anyway, so what happened was I screenshotted my revenue for the month from YouTube and sent it to Tommy, and he almost had a heart attack. And it's not like it was that much. It wasn't like 30 grand or anything, but it was something grand. And he was like, wait, you make that much? I'm like, yeah, PG-13.
Yeah.
And he was like, oh fuck. Then the next day he was like, all right, guys, twam. I was like, there you go, twam.
It took
You
me a
know?
second, but I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. blank women are men, you know.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
it's been a tough thing for me. I've worked construction all my life, and I'm a biker, and all this stuff.
is the
So
chat
for
still
me,
going? Okay, wait, top
yeah,
chat.
they're just not typing a lot, but
Okay,
it's
okay,
still
okay.
going. For me to wash my potty mouth out, and I'm not even a huge cusser, but I get excited and I run my mouth, and it could kill you on YouTube and monetization. Like I said, when I went through well, I'm still going through the process, but when they first okayed me, they were like, we put a check mark next to everyone that's not going to be monetized. And I looked, and it was like almost all my live streams. All my live streams were like, no, we don't like that. No, we don't like that. And then you have to go through every incident. You have to delete one at a time to get it out of your live stream. And it'll literally take you like 5 hours to clean up one live stream. And I'm like, oh, this is
Oh, it's
ridiculous. And
hard. Yeah, I started
the
using
whole
AI
time I'm
to. Yeah,
thinking,
yeah.
how do people like Tommy and Shane and Josh, how do what are they going to do? Every other word out of their mouth is a cuss word, or something that YouTube's going to find demeaning or
Okay.
offensive.
Some stuff you can say, like Trump said "fuck" in the White House. I think that's good. And so we kind of figured it out, right? Because some people do say, and I know we're only on your channel, so I won't say it, but on my channel, I started to say the R word. I started to say the other phrase, and I think it's how you use it. If I'm
I think
just
you're right
speak,
too.
if I'm just speaking to you
There is some context
without
involved. Yep.
someone I'm attacking with it, and we're just having a conversation and that word or that phrase comes up in conversation, I think it's okay. But if I'm attacking someone and calling them that, I think that's where it comes across for the algorithm to pick up.
Yeah, I think you're correct. So to change the subject, because what's funny is we bring up Tommy and we talk about him for 25 minutes. That's just how it works.
Well,
but
yeah, I mean, I mean, you asked me the question and it's good. Thank you so much for asking me that because, I don't want to be labeled as a grifter because I got to be honest with you guys straight up. you know, I've done, and I don't want any credit. I don't want a thank you. I don't want any sort of accolades for this. But I have helped Tommy way more than you think, and the only reason he's able to stream immediate, like immediately, like he was able to with all that shit set up, I'm the one that helped him set up the stream. I'm the one who taught him how to use OBS. I'm the one. I don't want anything for it. I was just trying to return the favor. He puts me over in wrestling. You put a guy over. You say, "Oh, this guy's a good guy." You're putting him over.
Mhm.
Tommy puts me over all the time, and he doesn't have to. He sticks up for me. He doesn't have to. I told him you don't have to do that. Some people are just you can't please everybody. Some people are just not going to like me. Some people, hey, angry. Some people are just not going to like you.
Oh yeah.
They're going to think you're too old for this. They're going to think why aren't you worrying about other stuff in life? They're going to everything they can think of. They're going to come after you for, and you just got to let it roll. They say the number one tip to be a content creator is don't read the comments.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
You know,
So
it's
this is segueing into my next question. So, and I've thought about this a lot because of what we do, and I mean, quite honestly, if it wasn't for the ice stuff, my channel, I wouldn't be able to be doing this right now. I'd still be making stupid videos in my backyard. Um,
yeah, probably me too. I probably still be trying to be a gamer.
if for some reason, and God forbid, I'm not wishing anything negative on anybody, but what if all of a sudden Tommy just says no more streaming, no more politics, no more nothing? So in that shape, form, and fashion, if Tommy disappears, what do you do next?
Well, Tommy's not my main focus of my channel. My political, I have over 500 videos on my channel that have nothing to do with Tommy. I have over maybe like 300 or 400 that have nothing to do with Portland. I do have a lot of Portland videos. Like I made, you might have seen it. I made this one stop sign video quite recently that may or may not have been an instrumental tool in somebody getting in trouble for taking a stop sign. I've done various things. I was making constant videos before. If Tommy decides, you know what, we're moving to Texas, screw this place. I'm going to a Republican conservative town and there's no more of that crap. He's going to go get a job at the local motorcycle shop or whatever. My channel continues on. That has nothing to do with me. He'll remain Tommy will be my friend forever, whether he does this or not. Our friendship is not gated by our business involvement. I generally like him. I kind of look at him as a younger brother who needs to get his shit together, and I think he's doing a really good job of doing that.
He's
Um,
making a lot of progress.
a lot of people I explain stuff to, like how to do the Chat GPT and how to make thumbnails and how to do this. I mean, look at this thumbnail today. It's badass. And he taught Shane, I think. It's badass at what they're doing such a good job. I, I I want to help people. I want to help Tommy. So if he went off and became just a regular member, of society and didn't do this, it wouldn't change anything for me. We'd probably still do the interviews. If he didn't want to do that, I'd still do Town Hall Tuesday by myself. Maybe I'd bring on Zach or somebody else as my new co-host, something like that. Maybe talk T-Sply into doing it. That's my homie right there. See, actually, a lot of my knowledge from the YouTube and how things are working these days came from T-Sply. I'm really good friends with him. He's such a good guy.
I'm a fan.
Yeah, he has no idea how popular he is. Really, he's very humble to the point of it's fucking irritating. I'm like, dude, everybody knows you. He's like, nobody knows me. I'm like, yeah, they know you, bro. What the hell? So he's a solid guy. I try my best to promote everybody. I try to help Tommy. I want to help Shane. I want to help Tinkerton. I want to help all of the. I want to help Zach and Adam. When Adam Francisco, when he lost his channel, I shared it and tweeted about it and tried to get the word out there at least a little bit. I am still being harassed by the fucking puppet though. Oh, I will tell you this about the puppet. This is crazy. I swear this is true. I never met the guy.
Yeah, you said that. I thought that was funny. I talked
I
about
have
that with
no
somebody last
idea
night.
I don't know what he looks like. I don't know if that's his real voice. I don't know what his name is.
Yeah, he
I
stays
never
in
met him.
character at all times, which is kind
And
of
yeah,
commendable in a way.
that's why I told him privately, like I was like, man, you can never come to Portland. They will dox you and your puppet and the whole thing. They'll take that puppet and Richard will fuck it and then burn it. Am I lying?
No, not a bit.
They will
No,
wrap
they
that
give,
bitch. They'll wrap that puppet in an American flag and burn it.
and
They will.
they watch our stuff more than they do their own. I mean,
Oh
they have
yeah.
nothing else to do in their off time than to troll us and investigate us and dox us and all of that. That's their lifestyle, dude. That's what they do.
Yep. I've told Tommy, and he's doing such a good job. I don't tell him anything anymore. He's doing so good. He doesn't need my help now. He's good to go. In fact, he could help me now. But I'm planning. I'm not going to dox when. I'm not going to dox exactly where, just because I made a couple enemies myself in this whole like 9 months, and I don't want anybody to have any like plans for me. But sometime this summer, I do plan on going to be on camera in Portland and go hang out with the Patriots. I know it's people are like, well, why don't you go? Why don't you go? Why don't you go? Two words why I haven't gone to Portland. School year.
Yeah,
That's the only reason
you got a kid to worry about, man. If
I
you're a
don't
single
I
parent,
don't
that's
yeah I don't have a
all
money
encompassing.
I don't have a money problem. I have a logistics problem. I've said that a million times. So I had to wait for the summer so that my kid can stay with my parents for a little bit, and then because that's the only place that she's going to go. I don't trust
Yeah, don't
nobody,
bring her up
bro.
here.
Oh
I
no
mean,
no no!
I'm sure all the friends, all the friendlies would be happy to meet your daughter
Oh
and
no!
everything,
Oh yeah, but no
but
no no
it's
no!
not the environment for a
Oh,
child.
every time I see somebody that brings a kid to the protest, as a dad myself, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah,
There's
same.
I would not go way before I would bring her with me. And she's 12, so it's not like I would have a baby with me. I mean, she's
That's still young though. I
That's
mean,
way too. I can't. I would no,
in this
absolutely.
environment, it's putting her at unnecessary risk. That's just no, you don't do that.
Fuck no, no way. Absolutely not. But I do plan on going. I've actually got a pretty solid idea of when and how and what I'm going to do while I'm there and where I'm staying and all that stuff and whatnot. But it's it's one of those things where I had no idea how bad it was because I live in Houston,
Most
which
people
is
don't.
Houston is a liberal run city. However, our mayor is a white guy. He's a liberal. The guy before him was a black guy named Sylvester Turner, and they had to answer to Greg Abbott. Before that, they had to answer to George Bush. But I looked it up, and the last time Texas or Houston had a Republican mayor was 1982. So we've
Yeah,
been a
similar to
liberal.
us here.
So we've been that's what I was gonna say. We've been a liberal city as long as you guys have.
Hmm.
However, we don't have that problem here.
Well, because you have Texans, we have Portlanders.
Right. So
And you guys have what you got? San Antonio, you got Houston, you got Dallas, Fort Worth. You guys have
yeah,
actual
yeah, yeah.
cities, and you have Texans in those cities. Even though it's metropolitan area, they're still Texans, and Texans are built different. Texans are different breed.
Yeah.
Up here, we have Portland, and the rest of the state has to bow to Portland, and it's absolutely ridiculousness, and that's all anybody sees out of Oregon is Portland. There's a shit ton more of Oregon that's absolutely beautiful and beautiful people, but nobody sees that because it doesn't. It's not exciting. It doesn't make the
Mm-hmm,
news.
mm-hmm.
We're all out here just doing our daily lives and doing our thing. You see the drama and the excitement from Portland, but unfortunately, everybody's like, "Oh, it's just one city." Well, it is the city of our state, and literally, the city of Portland outvotes the entire rest of the state. There are more
Right.
people in Portland than there are the entire rest. If you take Portland out of Oregon, there's still not as many people as in the whole state as there is in Portland, and it's
Damn.
it's it's ridiculous.
See, I had no idea it was this bad everywhere. And because I was not really paying, I mean, I was paying attention to Trump and on a national level, but I wasn't paying attention individually to states. And then once I started looking at Portland, then I started looking at Minneapolis, then I started looking at Los Angeles, and then No Kings happened, number one, right? And then all that. And I streamed for like, God, over the weekend, the first No Kings rally, I streamed for like 14 hours straight both days. It was such a long I made I mean I had like 40,000 views. I was making so much money. I was sending Tommy. I probably sent Tommy about since I met him, I probably given him about $3,000. And so what people don't realize, and this is really important, when you super chat, they don't get it till the following month.
Hmm.
So if I get super chatted right now, it's May 9th. I won't get that money from that super chat until June 22nd.
Yeah, people don't understand that. That's why we encourage Cash App, Venmo, PayPal because we get it right now.
And there's no
And the
30% to
whole yeah,
YouTube,
the 30% thing.
right?
I was going to say that's disgusting.
Well, and then
And then
not
I found out, I think you mentioned that if you
Apple.
do it on
Yeah.
Apple, they take even more. That's
Yeah, they
crazy.
take an additional 30% for Apple Pay from your
It's
phone.
30?
So
Holy crap.
yeah. So the thing is that um if you're the super chats are okay, are good, right? But if you do it on Cash App, now it becomes a real tip that the person also doesn't have to report because no tax on tips. But YouTube doesn't separate on your whatever. I think it was like a
The
1099 miscellaneous is what they send for that for the YouTube money. And so on there it just has one number. It doesn't separate, oh, you have this much ad revenue and then this many super chats that are tips. So I way prefer someone to cash at me directly so that it counts as an actual tip. And then I don't have to wait. So do you remember that channel BDF Blaze?
Mhm.
Okay, so I'm probably one of the me and MDG Gaming and maybe another guy. We're probably the only people who have ever like actually talked to him directly.
He's
like
been on for a long time. I was watching him during like 2020
yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. He's
yeah.
been on for a long
So
time.
so he was in the Discord, in my Discord, and we were chatting. We made a private room, and we went and told him all about the people getting banned and whatever, blah blah blah. And then he was saying that this is what he told me. And I don't know how true this is. I'm just telling you what he told me. YouTube confiscated the months of revenue of the month when he got his channel deleted.
Mm,
So in March, you get your channel deleted. In March, you lose all your March revenue. So like back when we did the town hall with Captain Jerry, the next day I sent Captain Jerry $500 on Cash App, and I sent Tommy 450. The next week I sent Tommy 150. I bought uh, Josh Raw Tactics, the top and the bottom that he wears, the camo.
mhm.
That was like about 100 and something dollars.
And that's all
And
out of
you know,
speculative money.
right, that speculative, that's a great way of putting it, speculative money. So I had about seven at the end of the whole month, okay, when it turned to the next month, and I still had 3 weeks after that. I had like $1,700 of my own money out in limbo. Now I did end up getting the big deposit from YouTube, and I got paid back and then some, and it was worth it. However, had I shown the wrong thing on my live stream, had I played the wrong thing, had I pissed off the wrong person to get reported 1,000 times.
You got bent over with no lube.
So when people say, "Oh, you're just a grifter, you're just in here for the money. Oh, you're making money," you damn right I'm making money. I make a pretty good solid chunk of money every month on YouTube, and I mean
That's what
that.
the free market's about,
And,
brother.
and you know what? You know what? And every month is it's a comma, and every month I gotta be honest with you, and I know that how this is gonna sound, and I really don't care. I feel like I earn it. I do. I work hard on my videos. It's a royal pain in the ass to set up everything to record it and do the captions and put the little fancy things. And then the little fading in and out and the little transitions back and forth. And I hate that word. And then, figuring out what clips to use for what and doing all this. And it's such, it's not easy. I challenge anyone who has never made a video before and who has never streamed before, but thinks it's easy, try it yourself.
But see, here's the flip side of that
It's
is
not easy. It's not.
because of that, when somebody, I just started getting financial contributions to my channel, like maybe 2 months ago or whatever. I was
Mhm.
doing it just out of hobby, and I've basically been doing it for 10 years. Was doing it on Facebook for years back in the original Patriot Wave here in Portland. I've been doing it for a long time just because it was what I did. I'm like, I basically because when I first started this and I would go home and I would talk to my friends and neighbors about it, they literally did not believe me because the media doesn't show any of it. So
Right.
they were like, dude, you're exaggerating. You're making this up. You just want to look tough that you were down there, whatever. A million reasons why what I was saying wasn't true. So I'm like, all right, watch. I'm going down there Saturday, watch my Facebook, and I would live stream it on Facebook just to prove to people what was going on. I wasn't making any money. You didn't make any money off of Facebook, not back then. I don't know if you can now or not. I
Mhm.
think some people do, but I still don't know how to do that. Um, but yeah, I've literally been doing this since 2016, and I've been an activist for a whole lot longer than that. And I've literally been a counter activist, I guess you would call it. I've been battling lefty activists since
Mhm.
Y2K. 2000 was my first time in the middle of a mob in the streets of Portland. I've been doing this for
Mm.
an awful long time. So I'm not doing this, specifically for money or anything like that. But I'll tell you what. So a couple months ago, I don't make a lot of money at my job, and I have a lot of bills. My wife's gone through some health stuff, so she's not working. Our finances are really tight. So and it takes me, literally in the car, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes to get to ice. I can do it in about an hour on the motorcycle, but in the car, it takes me about an hour and 20 minutes. So, maybe 45 to 50 miles away. I was driving my truck, which gets 12 miles to the gallon. It literally cost me money to go live stream at ice, and then you got to eat and you got to do all this stuff and whatnot. So I mean, it's not like a whole lot of money, but when you're absolutely dog dick broke, and you spend $30 to go live stream, that's $30 could have took me gas to get to work for the rest of the week. You're taking away from something else. So the first time somebody cash apped me, um, I got one cash app that night, and that cash app literally put gas in my car for that night. And I was ecstatic because that's one thing I didn't have to pay for. And because it was a cash app, as soon as I left ICE, I went straight to a gas station, bam, got to use that money, filled up the
Yeah.
car's tank, and in a way I went. I didn't have to rigmarole, didn't have to wait for it, didn't have to do
And
anything
you're
like
not
that.
giving YouTube money
And
also,
it was,
right?
but the thing is, when they do that, when your audience sends you a cash app or a super chat or something like that, I don't know about you, but my attitude is it makes me feel like I'm doing my job properly. It makes me feel like I'm doing something cool enough for somebody else that they send me a couple bucks. I
Yeah,
don't I'm poor
yeah.
I'm poor white trash, dude. I'm happy as hell to get a $2 super chat because that to
Yeah.
me says somebody appreciates what I'm doing.
I
It
I
makes
will
me feel awesome.
I will never get used to women sending me money. So weird. It's so weird. I appreciate every dollar I get, and I really do appreciate all the people who support me. And I feel like, when I make a video, people are watching it. When I turn my stream on, I got like a maybe like sometimes 80 to 100 people waiting for me. That's a weird feeling. I never thought I would ever have like an intro video. And the reason I have an intro video is two reasons. Number one, I'm an avid watcher of a guy named Dr. Disrespect. He's a Call of Duty streamer and like gamer streamer, and he has like a 45-minute intro, and he's riding in a fake Ferrari and says it's so crazy. And I was just like, you know what? If I ever get an audience, I'm gonna make myself a wrestling intro. Like, so that's that, and it gives a chance for people to funnel in and to get
What what what
in.
what was
And
your intro when you were wrestling?
my music,
Yeah.
a band, there's a Danish band called Root Water, like a root of a tree,
Hmm.
Root Water, and the song is called Hava Nagila, and it's a death metal version
Yeah, I was
of
gonna say, is it death metal? It sounds like a death
it's a
metal.
death metal version of Hava Nagila, the Jewish traditional song, Hava, but it's on YouTube. You can look it up, but that band doesn't exist anymore, and so I was able to have the rights to use it for wrestling entrance. So I used that, and I used the Shine Down song um, for a little
Which
while. But
which one?
oh, what was it called?
I'm a huge Shinedown fan, so I'm curious.
I don't remember if I know the name.
I've seen him 3 times in concert. I love
Oh,
him that much.
oh, they do one song. Bruce Smith, right? Bruce Smith, that's his name.
Yeah, I think
The
that's
main
right. Yeah,
singer. Yeah, I like Shine Down. Was it? I don't remember. I'll have to look it up. I'll let you know later. I'll have to look it up. Not Save Me, but it was
oh, that's really slow.
yeah, it was something else. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, I had a lot of matches, like over 1,700 probably. So that's a
So is
lot.
there any videos from your old days still floating around out there?
Oh yeah, I have a whole YouTube channel of it's just
Oh,
David
you've
Starr.
had him out.
Yeah, yeah, I have a whole YouTube channel, and then there are several other places that fans have recorded the matches or uploaded them. Um, I have probably over like maybe 60, 70 full matches. I got interview segments. I got all kinds of stuff that I've done. So I have a whole lot. I actually have a Rumble that I was uploading a few of the select ones to. I'm gonna get back into doing that. I'm gonna do like maybe one or two a week and upload it. But I have a lot of stuff. And I'm gonna be starting a Wednesday show for wrestling. Wednesday wrestling. We're gonna watch really good matches from the indies and really bad matches. I'm gonna have special guests. I'm gonna have. I already talked to a number of wrestlers that I have been in the ring with are friends of mine that have seen my success on YouTube and want to be a part of the wrestling show. So I'll be bringing some of those guys on. I'm going to have some former WWE and WCW guys come in. Maybe a couple of ECW guys that I know. I'll see what I can work out. So
Sweet. That
we're
sounds
gonna
cool.
be doing that. Um, I wasn't going to do anything like that. I never really planned on doing that. But so many damn people have asked me to do it. I felt like fuck. I better do this. I got like all these people want to show, and you know, come by for that. I think that would be pretty cool.
So I want to take a minute. I am reading chat, guys. I know I'm not responding to it as much as I normally do, but I am reading chat, and I want to say thank you. I keep seeing people putting complimentary posts about Clyde and myself in there saying that we're appreciated and everything. I want
Thank
to
you
tell you
guys.
guys thank you. We appreciate you guys, and putting positive comments like that does a lot more good than you can imagine. It feels really good to look in the chat and see positive things about us. So you guys rock. Keep it up.
I'm messaging in Tommy's chat that we're that we're doing this live right now. I'm gonna try to do something here. I'm doing it. Hey, man, I'm watching this. Hey guys. So I'm just trying to get some more people. It looks good. Cool. Well,
So
I
so
I
that
said I'm live, but I'm not live. I didn't want to step on. This is your interview. So I
So
wanted it to only
speaking of
be.
lives, and somebody just posted, "Will needs to be taken down." Question for you, because you have a lot of people on your show, a lot of random people, a lot of different people, and I've even heard you get excited when you get a new person on there. You
Yep.
told me no, and 20 minutes later, you're like, "Fuck it, bro, come on in." You
Well,
invited
well,
me in at spur of
well.
the moment, you know.
Yep.
So you like having different kinds of guests on your show and whatnot. What do you think about what's going to happen on Monday? Do you even know? Do you know who God, not unscripted, but unfiltered and raw is?
Oh, sure. Yeah. Yeah. I
He
was
is
just.
actually he's hosting Will on Monday. What do you think about that? We talked about it
I
on a live
think.
stream
I
last night
think.
with him.
Okay. How can I put this? If there's a fire burning and the fire is like in a parking lot where it can't spread and it's on like a little newspaper, once that fire's done burning and it has nowhere to go, it'll just fizzle out. But if you pour gasoline on it and give it some attention, it'll get bigger. I think that's a good way to look at this. If you just like giving him, I would never do, even okay. So I interviewed Will when he was cool with Tommy. That was my second interview I ever did.
When he
And I,
pretended to be cool with
yeah,
Tommy
yeah. And
to
so
try and
I
make
it's
friends.
it's still available on my channel, but it's members only. I felt like I wanted to keep it, but I didn't want to put it out there for new people. So the only
Makes
people
sense.
who have access to it are people who have already seen it and know the drama backstage. And I don't need any new people's comments where we have to give them a whole life story to catch them up. So I think that giving him any platform, number one, and this is the truth. Number one, nobody gives a shit. Number two, he's just trying to stay relevant as long as he possibly can. And number three, he will literally attach himself to anyone that will have him. I say no to a lot of people. Tommy says no. I watched on stream, and I bet you did too. Portland Andy turned down a live interview with JD Delay. People say no. You know what I'm saying? You got to say
You
no.
can.
You got to say no sometimes. You just have to. And so I think there's no real reason, like, and I mean this with absolutely zero respect to Will, because he had called my number at like 4 a.m. and threatened me and blah 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 and was doing this and that, and I'd fine with that. Yeah, when you want to come here and get shot at my front door because you've illegally entered my home, for that's what's going to happen.
He'll have to
So
find a ride, and nobody will take him back
yeah,
that
yeah.
quick.
So
So
I'm not too concerned with that, because I got a little bit of mace next to me in case I need to use it. I don't want to shoot nobody, but I live in Texas, so I don't really concern myself with people doxing me or showing up. They'd be stupid to do that. And most people in Texas are not that crazy about that sort of thing, anyways. But I think giving Will a platform does nothing, solves nothing, and accomplishes nothing other than to make makes Will feel like he's still some sort of special or relevant. Uh, And I understand why unfiltered raw. It's nothing negative to him in any way,
Yeah,
right?
let me
Yeah.
explain
He
this
has
to the
a
chat real
small
quick.
he has a small channel. He's trying to get his name out there. I
Yeah,
would do the same
and I will
thing. I would.
Clyde, let me say this to the chat so you guys don't think I'm talking shit about him because
Yeah, no, no,
it
no,
was
no,
late,
no.
it was like 1 o'clock in the morning or something. It was really late last night, and we actually had him on the panel on Mr. Bill's show and
Mm,
talked about
mm.
this. So I'm not talking behind his back, and I'm not talking shit about him.
Sure, sure.
He gave some plausible answers. I don't always agree, but I can understand without agreeing, and I get where he's coming from with this.
Right,
I don't really think it's a great idea. I think it's going to turn into.
right.
I think
It's a shit show.
it's gonna it's going to blow up in his face. I hope not. I
Well,
sincerely hope not. But
well,
I
and you
told him the
mentioned,
biggest thing he has to do is have his finger on the button
yeah. Well,
because Will's going to crash out.
you could put like a 30-second delay on it. So
Yeah, that's what we said. Like you do
you
with
know,
radio, you got a 5 to
yeah,
10
yeah,
second
yeah,
delay and
yeah.
have yeah
So
the censor button.
here's the thing. Make sure he has like a button where it's like map to mute, so he doesn't have to search for. Because I have a Stream Deck, so I just push the thing.
Yeah,
So uh, either you mentioned somebody else that does the same sort of thing, Mr. Bill. I like Mr. Bill. I've rated him before a couple of times. I've been in his chat quite a few times, talked to Mr. Bill a lot. I got no problem with him, but he's real quick to get to people that don't like each other and want to have a debate. I get that. He's trying to be the middleman. He goes into Pam spaces and all that stuff, and I don't fault him for that. I understand what he's trying to do something special or something out of the ordinary. I get
yeah.
that. I do. I get that. I get that. And so, I mean, um,
Well, us smaller channels, we got to fight for attention, so we have to have that wow factor. You know what I mean? So and sometimes we try a little too hard, I think, because we're clamoring. You know, we got don't take this the wrong way, but we got channels like you out there, and if we go on and you happen to be on at the same time, we have 10 viewers all night. And so we try to
oh, I
we
go
go for that pop, we
actually,
go for that
yeah,
wow factor,
yep.
and sometimes we miss the mark.
I go through that same thing. You might be surprised to know, but like if MDG Gaming is streaming and I go into his chat and I see nothing but names I recognize, I
Yeah,
don't.
why are you not in my chat?
I well no, then I don't go live. I do it
Yeah,
later, or I do like when Tommy just got the suit. That guy Soupy sent him that computer, right? So when he was able to stream from home, I started thinking to myself, like, I have a regular show, and a couple times I had my regular, like, scheduled broadcast, and nothing was happening. Tommy wasn't there, all this stuff, and then he went live from home, and I was like, ooh, that's not going to be good. I can't logically make you and everybody watch and pick between me and Tommy's stream from home because I know I'm not stupid. They're not going to pick me. They're going to pick Tommy, and they should pick Tommy because he's the star. I'm not famous. He is. So
and he's very entertaining. People
right, right,
love
right,
watching him.
right, right. So I'm not going to compete with that. So, and also I don't want to put my channel at risk and restream anymore. So I think it's more lucrative for me. A few things when Shane and Tommy and Josh and all that go out, I'm going to set my screens up and OBS and just screen record, be in the chat. Number one, I can post a video, make shorts of those afterwards. It's more lucrative for me. And also, if something needs to get clipped, I can do it right now. Like the clip of that girl, Samantha Ibarra, macing
Mhm,
him.
mhm.
I'm the one that sent it to him while he was talking to the cops. I was texting him the damn video. So I have the ability to clip stuff and help him out and then
And then
upload
you
the
also
video
have
later
the
on too.
option of reacting to it later, and you'll get just as many viewers on a
Right,
reaction as you would doing it live.
right,
Maybe
right,
more because you're not
right,
splitting between you and them.
right, right.
Yeah, yeah.
So then my Tuesday show, um, I like the ability to go live on me and Tommy's chat at the same time or a channel at the same time. So that way he keeps his super chats and I keep mine.
Mhm.
Because it's not fair for him to make 500 and me to make 10 and now he has to give me 240 for so it's even. It's not fair. If he makes 1,000 and I make 100, well, that's just where the cookie crumbles. That's what it is. So I like that better. I wish we could combine our chat rooms, but then it would be oh my god, it would be crazy. I don't think we could handle reading chat. It's so
Why
fast
can't you? You guys use
because it's so
StreamYard,
many people.
right?
Well, I know, but it's so many people. It's even if
Oh,
you
you'd never be able to read it. Yeah,
right,
it'd be
even if you put it
scrolling
on
so
slow
fast.
mo, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I watch Weather Chasers a lot. I'm really into like tornadoes and stuff like that. And they have like hundreds of thousands of people in there at a time. I just turn the chat off because you
Right,
can't
right,
even read it
right. You
sitting at
can't,
home.
you
I don't know
can't.
how they expect them to read it.
Like when Turning Point does something, or when Mr. Beast does something, or even Asmongold's stream when he was streaming that Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, he had 400,000 concurrent viewers. That's a lot of chatting going on in that
Yeah,
some.
you gotta guess that at least half of them are in the chat.
Right, right, right. So, um, I think that you have to change and go with the flow. You have to change with the times, and you have to advance yourself and change, maybe lateral change, and do this and this. And I think if I do my, Tuesday show is supposed to be a one-on-one or a two-on-one interview. Then Wednesday's going to be the wrestling show. Then Thursday is just, I started the Thursday thing because there was so many people who wanted to come on Tuesday who, quite frankly, I didn't think that we could do an entire episode of Town Hall Tuesday with them because there's such a small niche of people, or there's such a small little thing, that we have. But now, I have the, like you said, we have a lot of people on. I have the ability now to just send somebody a link, sent you a link real quick, got you on, I got MDG Gaming to come on our show, and that's the first time he's ever done anything that wasn't on his channel. I'm pretty sure I might get
Yeah,
called out for saying that,
and
but I
the
think
thing is people got to understand reality because like when I text you, I'm like, hey, bro, I'll come on your show, and you were like, dude, I've got a lineup already, and then I looked at who was on your show, and I'm like, these people have 100 times more viewers than I did. It makes sense for you to have them on before
well, I
me
didn't
if you
want
get
to
an open
overload the
slot.
con. It wasn't anything about you. I just didn't want to overload the conversation because me and Tommy had talked. So on StreamYards, I can have up to 10 people on the screen. But me and
That's a
Tommy,
lot though.
yeah, I know. Me and Tommy talked about between 6 and 7, and we'll just cycle somebody out. So that's why I tell everybody you don't have to come and stay for the whole time. If you want to drop in and say hi for 10 minutes, T Sply. If you want to stop in and come by and say hi real quick and then bail, that's perfectly fine. We're going to have some people come in that might shock some people. Anybody who has been on our town hall has an open invitation to stop in. Maybe we'll get a puppet every once in a while. Maybe Adam will stop in. So I've actually sent about 30 to 40, maybe 35, 36 requests to different stars and people for Town Hall Tuesdays. Because there is an end result to the Town Hall Tuesday. There is a final boss. There is a goal in mind for the most epic Town Hall Tuesday I could possibly think of.
That's cool that you got a goal like that. I mean, that's
Yep.
what you got to,
So I mean, it's
because
it's
you just
it's
throw
a pipe.
random shit out there and you're going to get random results.
I mean,
If you have a plan,
yeah, it's it's a it's something that I can't imagine ever happening. But it's one of those things where this would be the pinnacle. There would really be nowhere to go after this, and it would be Town Hall Tuesday with President Trump.
oh shit,
The worst.
that would be
Hey,
huge.
I'm going to keep saying this over and over and over again. The worst he can say is no.
Yeah, and if you don't have a goal, you can't reach it.
Well, you get 0% of the things
The
in life
things you
you don't
don't
go
root for.
after.
Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
I mean, I look. I saw a video of Puppet Edgar, and I went on his chat. And he had just posted it like a couple minutes earlier, and I went on there and I wrote a block of text that says, "Hey, my name's Klymatix. I run the show. I do this. My co-host Tommy, blah blah blah. We're all huge fans of you. We would love to host you for a town hall. Here's a link to the one we did with Adam Francisco." Not even 10 minutes, 20 minutes later, I had a reply. I would love to. And he told me it's because I was nice and friendly and I had the balls to ask.
Well, I had to laugh because you kind of responded the same way. You're like, Holy crap, dude, that's crazy. Nobody's ever asked me that before. I was like, well, I just threw some shit out there, and I wanted somebody interesting, and I find what you do interesting. So there we go. And unfortunately, right now we're going up against Tommy and Shane out on boots on the ground.
Yeah, I
So
didn't know that was
but
going to
I'm
happen.
I'm counting on
That's
people
okay.
watching this later.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I didn't know that was going to happen with going head to head with them, and that's fine. And guys, if you're watching that, just throw them on one screen and throw us on another. And we're not. They're probably going to be streaming for way longer than we're going to be doing this. I mean,
Yeah.
Tommy has 963 people. Look, I feel this is a weird thing to say because I've never actually met him in person. I get that, but I get a chance to communicate and talk with Tommy in a one-on-one offline, nobody else is there basis. He can say what he wants. I can say what we want. That dude is a solid guy. He really
Yep.
is.
I
He
agree.
is. He has absolutely changed his life from his past mistakes. He has repented a million times. Mr. Bill's in the chat. What's up, Mr. Bill? We were just
What
talking
up,
about you.
Bill?
Hey, I didn't say anything bad about you. You can go back and watch it. I said I liked you. So shout out to Mr. Bill. But Tommy is a solid dude, really. I mean, he gets a bad rap because he's leftist. See, I won't ever debate a leftist, by the way. I won't get on here. I won't have someone that voted for Kamala and thinks Trump is a Nazi on, and I won't debate them because I feel like these people's brains are broken. They can't face reality that they're on the wrong side of history. They can't even comprehend that. And they do this weird thing, right? They've convinced themselves that if they really believe something, it becomes true.
Right?
And the stronger they believe, the more true it is. Oh, Trump is in the Epstein files. Okay, but there's no proof of him doing anything wrong with any little kids. And if there is, I'll burn my MAGA hat on camera. But there's not. There's no proof. But yeah, but I really think there is. But that doesn't mean anything, Karen. You're
If
you're
you say
you're
it long enough and loud enough, it becomes true,
right,
right?
right, 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 right. Exactly, exactly. So I work on facts, and that's why I was saying in a post earlier about my our guest some of our guests Monday. I'm looking so forward to Monday. Um, I don't really know Enrique. He follows me, and I follow him, and we've chatted on some comments here back and forth, but I've never really had any dialogue with him. Right Side Rebels a part of my Discord. I've
Are
chatted
you
with
are you
her.
gonna have both of them on?
Yes, we're gonna have both of them on together.
Okay, you better take your anti-estrogen pills.
No, no, it'll be fine. I'm gonna be
No,
complete.
Rebel is going to soap opera love drama your show so much. Whenever Enrique is involved, she is the biggest, mushiest, oh, I love him so much person on the planet.
Oh, that's
It's
cute
gonna
though.
make you sick, bro.
It's gonna make me it's gonna make me jealous of their relationship. Is what it's gonna do. That's. I thought you were about to say something negative. I was like, no, don't do that.
No, 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 no. I'm
He
not talking
he
shit, but I'm
he,
saying it,
he
it,
might be
it
watching.
annoys me. It annoys me that we're talking about manly stuff and Antifa and all that, and then she comes in, oh, I just love my Cuban superhero, and she just gushes over him. So I'm like, this is not the place, Rebel. Stop it.
No, no, see, they're gonna make me rethink my single forever life and make me want to get in a relationship with one of these. Everybody keeps saying I can fix May's face. No, I can't. The only hey,
You
look,
don't want to.
I'll,
If you
I'll
could, you wouldn't want to.
I'll say this on your stream. The only thing that can fix May's face is the United States Marine Corps. She should enlist right away, immediately, and never look back and go get herself a life of fun and adventure, make some new friends, and never ever tell anybody about her past and marry another Marine. She
Well,
would actually probably have a good life.
I don't know if you're quite old enough to remember this, but back in the day, if you got in trouble when you were young, they gave you that option
Yeah, I
instead of
do
going to
remember that.
council,
Yep.
you could go
Yep.
enlist.
Yep.
And I think they need to bring that back. Give
That
people the option, prison or go do some service.
actually,
It would grow a lot of these younger
actually,
kids up
actually,
in a hurry.
you just gave me the subject of my next video. I'm gonna make a video
Go me.
about that. Yeah, yeah, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. I'm gonna give you credit on the screen for it too. So the thing with this is that I'm really looking forward to it. I've had some um like the Right Side Rebel. I've known her. I mean, known her, but I've communicated and been friendly with her since the get go. She's a part of my personal Discord. We've actually chatted on Discord. You know, just me and her chatting before. It's nothing weird, nothing creepy, or nothing like that, guys. But just
Yeah, you better watch what you say. You're gonna have her
we,
man on the show
no,
the
no,
in
no.
a couple days.
It was way before that. But no, no. But I'm saying like I've talked with her. But I've never really talked with Enrique like that. So it's going to be nice to. I'm really really interested in talking with both of them. And he lives where I was born at, Miami, and
Yeah,
I bet you he didn't know that. And so we'll talk about Miami. I'm interested to see how it is now, and it's going to be a very very positive, informative, fact based interview. It is absolutely. I am. I like Enrique. I like the Proud Boys. So I don't care what anybody thinks about that. Get fucking mad. I don't care. I like them just
big ups to
fine.
Rev Gun.
Yep, I like them a lot. Um, thank you so much. That's a good super chat. That's awesome.
Yeah, big ups
Um,
to Reverend Gun. He always takes care of his
thank you,
streamers.
Reverend Gunn. So yeah, it's not going to be any sort of gotcha. I've had several comments and people going, "Oh, why don't you ask Enrique about this crazy drama thing, and why don't you ask Rebel about this crazy drama thing, and this and this and this?" And I didn't really even know there was drama until after all those, you know. And then I started going back. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not asking him about none of that. I'm not going into any drama. We're not getting any sort of like he said, she said, prick waving, dick fights. No, 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 no. Our town halls have been a lot about who are you, how did you get started doing what you're doing, you know, what's your history, how
That's what I
why
tried doing here.
yeah, why do you do the things you do? Why do you keep why do you go out there? You know, why do you love America? What do you think about that? You know, that's questions like that, like what you're asking me is perfect. I'm not gonna go out there and insult the leader of the Proud Boys. What do you think? I'm fucking stupid? First of all, I like him, I wouldn't do that. Second of all, he's a patriot, he's got my absolute respect. And I'm that's not what our show is. I don't run a Howard Stern, Jerry Springer show.
Right.
I kind of look at myself as the very, very low end. Now I know people are gonna go, he just compared himself to Joe Rogan. No, no, no. The very low end Timu USA Up All Night Ron DeShear version of Joe Rogan. I just showed my age saying that. But the D-rated low end, you know, that sort of thing. So I'm trying my best to really create a Tim Pool, Joe Rogan, uh, Charmaine, the God, whatever that guy's name is,
Oh God, I can't stand him.
that kind of show. That's you know that's the kind of end goal here is to have a show like that. And the last thing I want to do is bring somebody on just to get put paint them into a corner or make them look stupid or look bad or have an argument or fight with them. That's why I can never have Pam on or any of these other liberal lefties or even somebody who you know doesn't like us for some reason. Why would I do that? That's not the kind of show we're running. So I just want to assure everyone that Tuesday's show, and I actually hope that Rebel is watching or Enrique is watching or they're both watching. I can assure everyone that Tuesday's show is going to be one of the most factually based, patriotic type of conversations that you're going to see because you're going to get a guy who has really been in the thick of things and has really been injured by the other side and really has a very 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 deep rooted past in all this. So I want to I'm planning on having this one of the be the most in-depth interviews we've done. So, and I am in no way going to make anybody look stupid, paint anybody into a corner, bring up anything that's going to start any sort of argument or prick waving dick fights or drama. He said, she said bullshit. I am just not doing that. Keep that shit on Twitter. So,
Big ups to DLP. Thank you.
yep. Thank you, DLP.
Thank you much. Um, yeah, I mean, and the thing is Enrique is a national face now because of the J6 stuff. So that's a serious interview. That goes beyond the scope of our Patriot streamer circle stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
That would be
it
something I
does.
would actually be nervous about because that's kind of a huge deal. You're probably going to get a giant audience on that one.
We actually the post on X has got like 8,500 views already. That's crazy. That's a lot for me.
but you're gonna have to make sure your mods are on point for that one, or your chat's gonna go ballistic.
Yeah, I just want to like respond to. I'm just setting up because I want to make sure that people don't think that I have any sort of like ill intentions or nefarious activities in mind for any of my town halls. This one, the next one, 10 from now, doesn't matter. I pay taxes. I have like DBAs and LLCs. I am an actual real business. So sometimes I act like a fucking clown show myself, but I'm still a business.
Hey, if you can't have fun, why do it?
Right.
That's kind of my thing. If I'm not enjoying this, I just won't do it. Like I was a couple weeks ago, I had a really rough week and I wasn't in the greatest of moods. I was a little bit sick on top of it. So I assumed that if I went live, it was just going to be negative, crappy, bad aura bullshit. So I just didn't. I stayed in people's chats and threw a comment in now and then, but I just didn't turn my camera on because I don't want to put that negative vibe out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If I'm not, I want to enjoy what I'm doing, or I'm just not going to do it.
I try my best to have a good time. I worked from home for so I mean think about the fact that I went from traveling all over the place every single weekend, wrestling multiple places, camaraderie with the boys, in the car with like four other wrestlers for 10 hours is crazy. It's a maniac
Yeah.
situation being in that.
No offense, but how did that smell?
Oh, oh, you don't
Because
want to know. Oh, it was bad.
I'm gonna guess, and again, no offense, but you were probably the smallest one in the car, so because
No,
most
but
wrestlers are a large size.
yeah, yeah, I'm one of the smallest, but we have a lot of we had a couple 5'4" flippity shit lucha libre type of flips and backs. Ray Mister like AJ Styles, like I know him. He's only five foot
Hmm.
six. He's only 5'6". So a lot of the guys are shorter. I'm 5'10", but I wear lifts in my boots. So I'm 6'1" in my boots. It's hard to be a 5'9" heavyweight champion. So, but yeah, no, I went from that to a full time, essentially stay at home dad working from home
Yeah, that's
with
a hell of
with
a
with
switch.
no with hardly any help. So I can't, I lost track. All the wrestler, I still talk to a lot of the wrestler friends, but we don't do anything together anymore because I don't go. I'm not at the shows. I'm not going to the after parties and the after dinners at the Denny's and the IHOPs at 3 a.m. on the road and all that stuff. I'm not there. So, um, I mean, I've been by my. I mean, I don't mean for this to sound sad in any way, but I've been by myself, working from home, raising my kid alone, doing stuff, and that's why I started streaming to begin with because I felt like it was my only outlet to the outside world. And then I met people who I'm like, I posted things on my. The reason I started doing politics videos is because I would write a block of shit on my Facebook. And my Facebook, I have people I went to high school with and friends and family, and people who are either not political or feel the other way, or think I'm like really extreme or completely agree with me. And so I was getting all a mixture of people, and a few people were like, "Oh, this should be a video. Hey, you should make videos. You should do this." I'm like, eh. And I made a couple, and they did really, really good. And then right around the election, after Trump won, everybody was having meltdowns, and they were doing all these meltdown videos. And I was talking to my mom, um, and she had the advice that all these people are doing negative videos. Why don't you do a positive video with people happy that Trump won? So Joe Rogan was in it, Charlie Kirk was in it. I didn't know what was going to happen. All these other. So I made a video organically, no AI, no knowledge really of what the fuck I was doing. My own thumbnails, my own hashtags, my own everything from up here, and it got almost 400,000 views
Oh
in like
wow.
3 weeks, and I gained something like 9,000 subs in like 48 hours from just that one video. So that's where, and then I was like, oh, Oh, holy shit. I'm on to something big here. And so I just kept on and on and on. And I would go and watch what other people did and go, okay, so how can I do this but my way? All right, let's put on my a MAGA hat. Let's put on sunglasses. Let's put my flag behind me. Okay, now I look specific. So I was making all the TikToks and all this stuff. And then I made a TikTok video, and it was a long time ago, right? Heavy Hook, what's up? That's one of the mods over in Arturo's stream, I think.
So
Heavy.
so did you find with your wrestling background, because um a lot of wrestling is obviously entertainment. It's a show. It's not
Mhm.
strictly a sport. It's a show. It's entertainment. So you have somewhat of an entertainment background. Did that help you when
Oh
you
yeah.
started your live streaming and whatnot?
Oh yeah, because I've always been animated since the day I was born. And in wrestling, I always had the eyes popping out of the head look, because I had a trainer. His name was he's deceased. I miss him every day. His name is Tugboat Taylor, but he was a 5'10", 550. That's a big boy.
Yeah,
That's a big son of a bitch. And so
that's a
yeah,
short butterbean right there.
yeah, 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 yeah. So he was very animated in the face, and he was very, very. And so at the training facility that we had downtown Houston, we had training Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturday mornings, and I went every 3 days a week for 2.5 years without missing one day. Because I went down there and I was like, what do I have to do to become a wrestler? And they're like, just keep coming, just keep. All you have to do to be a wrestler is just keep coming down here, just keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. So I just kept coming and kept going and kept going. And I sucked at first. I couldn't do shit. I have two left feet. I'm not an athlete. I was in band in high school and middle school and ROTC. I did not play football. I was not. I did martial arts a little bit, you know, but I was not definitely not athletic growing up at all. And so I had to learn how to be an athlete. It was really hard for me, to be honest with you. Being
I
a pro,
feel you on this.
being a pro wrestler is rough. It's not a trampoline. It hurts. I broke every finger on both hands. I broke my nose 10 times. I had my teeth knocked out. I almost had my ear ripped off. I had my jaw dislocated. I broke my elbow, my wrist, hernia, both knees. I could keep going. It just never ends. Um, so Tugboat grabbed me one day and he was like, "You're really animated. Lean into it. From now on, everything you do, I want you to do times 1,000."
Do it
And,
big.
and he told me something that stuck with me for the rest of my career, and really the rest of my life, and even my career as a streamer. He told me something that I will never forget. And he goes, if you think about the biggest stars in wrestling, none of them have a gimmick. It's just their personality with the volume turned up to 11.
Yep.
The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, Kurt Angle, Hulk
Hulk
Hogan,
Hogan,
Hulk Hogan,
the
even the old
Undertaker, all
the
of those, yeah.
Undertaker. Well, the Undertaker is probably the one exception where that's an actual character gimmick, where it's like he's the dead man, he's got the urn and Paul Bearer and things like that. But these other guys, Kurt Angle, Eddie Guerrero, The Rock, Stone Cold, Triple H, all these guys like that, Hulk Hogan, that is okay. You know what the best example of this I can think of is Ric Flair. That's not a gimmick.
Woo!
That's not a gimmick. Ric Flair is who he is in and out of the ring, but in the ring, it's just the volumes turned up. Uh,
Dude, I just saw
you
time
know,
out. I just saw an X video clip of him. What is he, like 80 now or something? I mean, he's up
some
there
yeah.
and he's deadlifting like 500-600 pounds, dude.
He's literally still traveling, going to conventions, and he had his last match, I think, at 77 years old.
And you could tell it was real because he's like his legs are shaking. He's struggling to get it up. But
He,
this old man that I'll be glad to live as long as he has is still out there getting his hustle on and
yeah,
doing the
yeah.
do, you know,
I
and that's
I'll
awesome.
I'll never get over I'll never forget over the fact that, and it just boggles my I'm happy, I guess, that he's still alive, but it just boggles my mind that Ric Flair lived longer than Hulk Hogan.
Right?
I
Because
just
didn't Ric Flair have some issues going on that should have shortened his lifespan?
well, he was in a plane crash in 1976, I think, and broke
Maybe
his
I'm thinking of
back.
the wrong person, but I thought there were like
Well,
some
well,
substance problems and stuff like
well.
that.
Okay, so Ric Flair was in a plane crash in 1976 out of Charlotte, and he broke his back
Oh,
in
no kidding.
1976. And they basically told him he probably would never walk again. And he was like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna be
He proved
17
them wrong.
time. Yeah, I'm gonna be 17-time champion." So
Yeah,
that
right.
that along with the fact that Ric Flair did a shoot interview, you know what that means? Wrestler.
No.
If I do a shoot interview with a wrestler, we're gonna break character and we're gonna talk about what really happened.
Oh,
Uh,
gotcha, gotcha, gotcha.
a work in wrestling, a work is what's fake. I'm gonna work a headlock. I'm barely gonna do it. But a shoot headlock is what do you want to do? You want to fight or you want to, because we're taught if somebody tries you in the ring, which happens a lot,
I bet. Yeah.
somebody will try you in the ring to see if what you got, and somebody stiffs you with a hard one, right? Oh, that didn't sound good. That's why I did in the face with the fist, right? Punches you in the face.
We get it.
They clock you with one. I was trained to do one thing and one thing only. You grab him in the headlock, you squeeze and you pull up and you go, you want to fight or you want to wrestle? Decide right now. You want to
No,
work?
I know the point because like
Yeah.
when I first started training and I came from a street fighting background, and then
Mm,
I'm on the mat with pros, extra pros that have been doing it for a long time, and I'll admit it, I thought I was tough until I walked in that gym and I
right.
was like 30 years old and I had 19-year-olds wrapping me up in a ball and putting me in north
Well,
south and
it's
all
same thing.
that.
It's sort of like prison.
And and I
It's
would
like
get
somebody,
mad. I would get mad and start fighting back, and the coach would come over and grab me by the jersey and be like, "Hey, it's not what we're doing right now."
right,
And I'm like,
right, right,
I don't like to lose. You're gonna lose. You just started." And the thing is you got to understand, and you guys. I hate people that say that wrestling is fake. It's not fake. In my view, and you could argue with me, but I think it's choreographed to an
yeah,
extent
yeah. It's
so that you don't
predetermined,
get hurt, but
right?
it's still real. You're still really doing shit,
You
and
can't
it's
fake
very
gravity.
athletic.
Yeah, you
I've
can't fake
known a couple
gravity.
people that have went to wrestling school, and they were like, "Dude, I had no idea. I had
Yeah,
no idea."
it's rough.
It's heavy duty shit,
Yep, yep,
and
yep.
so you guys, and for you guys to do what you do and not hurt each other, that's a lot of control, dude.
So I was in training one day and we were working on leapfrogs. That's when I jump up and do
Mhm.
the cheerleader splits and you run underneath me.
Yep.
So I jumped in the air and the guy didn't duck far enough
Oh no!
and he head butted me in the balls
Right in the
and I
strap.
fell on the mat like this
Oh,
and I broke of this finger and I broke the ligament. And so my finger was bent. And when I pushed it back straight, it would spring back to 90 degrees right there. And so I had a whole splint on my finger and a whole cast up my arm. Like you can get, if you move the wrong, I saw a guy, we had a show one time at the VFW hall in Houston, which is one of the main places we wrestled at. For my trainer, he had his own promotion. So the school was a direct breeding pit for the company. So we'd have students come in, and the students would be ring crew and come help at the show. Then they'd be referees. Then we'd bring them in as new wrestlers, and then they'd be wrestlers, right? So we'd get their feet wet. One thing, same thing. I was a referee. That's why I said I would referee the match between Tommy and Will Tifa, whatever, because I refereed like 200 matches before I wrestled. So we would do all that and get all these guys in, and there was a lot of people coming in and saying like, "Hey, I've been training for this my whole life. I'm going to be the next Eddie Guerrero." And 45 minutes later, they were in the car going home. Almost everybody, because you really don't have. I was at a show and a guy did a move called um, a spinning neck breaker, and basically it's a front chancery headlock. And I spin. You probably seen Honky Tonk Man or some of the older
Mhm.
guys do it. And I spin, and we both spin and take back bumps. And it's looks like I break your neck, right? So it was a really big guy that was taking it, and the little guy who grabbed him in it didn't say anything. He didn't say, "Hey, right, spinning neck breaker or whatever." Uh oh, what happened? Did we go offline? Uh-oh. What happened?
Uh-oh. Am I back?
Are you back? Did we go
Am I
offline or we
am I
stay?
back? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, let me put them back where they're supposed to be. My computer just decided to be a dick.
Oh, mine does that all the time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That happens to me.
All right, let me
That
get you back in here.
that
Where are you? There you
that
are.
my computer rebooted when I had eight. My computer just said, "Hey, screw you."
Oh, what does it look like? What's happening now? Go up. Why are you not going up? Oh, let me go to here. Sorry guys, I'm getting as fast as I can here. My There you are. Yeah, my computer just decided it didn't want to do anything for a minute there.
Okay, all good.
Our screen's a little different, but we're both still here.
Okay, cool, 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 cool. Let me make sure. Let me see. All right. So, anyways, I'll finish the story real quick. When he did the neck breaker, the big guy didn't go down with him because he didn't know what he was doing. Broke his ankle, femur, and popped his kneecap off his leg. They had to call paramedics and yeah, there you go. There you go.
There we go.
They had to
Had to find
call
the right button.
I think there was a maybe like a tiny little um cameo by my kid running by. It's funny. um the so they had to stop the show, call paramedics, cut the guy's boots off, and he never wrestled again.
Hmm.
One guy got backdropped into the ropes and almost broke his neck. There was so many concussions and all kinds of craziness happened. I got my nose splattered all over my face at a show. A big black guy took you know how you put your foot in my hand and I push you up like we're gonna like hop a fence,
Yeah, like a boost. Yeah.
like a boost, right? So big black guy took little black guy and boosted him to a backflip, and he was supposed to splash me. And instead of launching him, he pulled and whipped him, and his knee broke my whole nose in like three
Oh,
places. So I mean, things happen to me all the time. I had a guy knock my teeth out, and I finished the match with his eyeball hanging and my teeth in my hand.
oof.
Shit like that happens. It
Well,
does.
yeah,
It
because
happens.
you're human. You're not perfect, and no matter how much you practice it, stuff can still go wrong.
That's why the people in Portland, the people who think they're all big and tough guys, like especially like the Spider Boy,
Yeah.
he ain't tough. I know a lot of loud, obnoxious, fake tough guys who just they're tough on paper only. Get the fuck out of here. I've been beat the hell out of in cages, covered in my own blood and other people's blood, and through chairs and tables and dumb shit and cowbells broken over. Ugh, I got hit in the face with a crowbar, and the trick is I use my can. The trick is when I grab the crowbar, I hit you with my fist.
Hmm.
But if you react, it looks like I hit you with the crowbar. Yeah, he missed. He missed the fist. He hit me
Oof.
with the crowbar. And he was like 390 pounds or 80 pounds, some humongous monster of a man. So like I've had my ass kicked so many damn times. It's I hate to
Yeah.
say
That's what I tell everybody
I hate to
is
say you get
I'm
used to it, but you kind of get used to it a little bit.
the reason why I consider myself not a punk, and this is going to sound counterintuitive, but I consider myself not a punk because I've been whooped on as many times as I've done the whooping.
Oh, I'm very comfortable saying in a public setting that's recorded that I've had my ass kicked in the wrestling ring. You be like, because you would think, oh, it's fake. It's but you can't fake gravity. And if you get like a low, well, okay, and this kind of thing happens to me too. It's sort of like the gang initiation or being in the military or even going to prison. You go in there thinking you're tough. And no matter how tough you are and how tough you think you are, there's a guy in there that's got your fucking number.
There's always somebody
And,
tougher,
and
always, no
there,
matter
there,
who you are.
and you know what? There's if you join the military and you're a likable guy and everybody loves you in your real life and you're the talk of the town and you're gonna join the military and you're gonna find somebody who can't fucking stand you. You're gonna go to prison. You're gonna find a lot of people who can't stand you. You're gonna go. Are you frozen? Okay,
Oh
there you
God.
are. Oh, here we go again. Hey,
Are we,
here we go again.
oh, what is going on?
See, people, you guys think this shit is easy.
There's
Seriously,
absolutely no reason for this to be happening right now.
yeah,
That's the
I know there's not. Believe me, you're not. You're just confirming to me that it's not me. Oh, we're on opposite sides now. That's cool. All good.
dude. I've literally been going over this stuff since last night to make sure none of this happened, and it's happening
No,
anyways.
it's fine. It's good. That, it's good that it happens because it can show people that this is not. People think you just make a video real quick and YouTube sends you 10 grand. It's not so
No.
simple. So, okay. So with wrestling, it's just the same as being in the military, being in prison, whatever you're doing, being in a gang. You're gonna come across someone who does not like you,
Hmm.
and guess what? They're the most popular good guy, and you're the most popular bad guy, or vice versa. And guess what? You guys got to wrestle each other. And this motherfucker does not like you. And he's going to throw you into the corner and he's going to come give you a big fucking splash. And he's not holding back. He's
Yeah,
going to
everything that
fucking.
you're supposed to do at 50%, he's going to do at 80.
Right. That's more Japanese strong style. And a lot of the guys, they hit you and you don't feel nothing. You have to be like, oh, I have to register that because
Hmm.
they're barely touching you. And a lot of the guys, this guy one time, shout out to Cowboy Justin Walker, you some bitch. This motherfucker here. I was in training and he hit me he goes like, well, it's not that light because I used to work means wrestling and having a match, right? I used to work like this, and he hit me in the forehead and knocked me out. He was a big dude and right in the middle of the ring, and he punched me right in the fucking face, and I was out. UF done. So I've had all kinds of shit happen to me, beat up, thrown over the rope and into the crowd, and broken noses and hit with shit foreign objects and just all kinds of dumb shit happens to me. So I
Yeah,
have
it's
thought,
like I was thinking about that. It's like when you're training jits and like you have to you get a partner and you have to work to submission because you have to get but you're supposed to hold just back, you know what I mean? You're like, okay, so he's got me in an arm bar and when I feel like he's successfully pulled off that arm bar, I'm like, all right, we're done, chill out. And then he gives that extra little tug because he doesn't like you.
yeah. No. Like, because there's like an arm bar you were saying.
Yeah.
There's a difference between an arm bar like this and that.
Mhm.
That's a huge.
Mhm.
You don't think so, but there's a huge difference in the only difference between a fake DDT, Jake the Snake Roberts head into the mat. The only difference between a fake DDT and a real DDT is holding on. Because at the last second, when we fall, hey, I ain't David Copperfield. I'll tell you the
Inside
secret.
secrets, inside secrets, come on.
When you land, you just pull your arm out and you're like this and you just drop like that. So boom, boom. So you just drop, you let go of his hand. On a suplex, you're really cradling the guy's neck in your arm right here. So when I suplex you over, I'm actually protecting you because your head and neck is right here. Boom, landed. So it's more of wrestling is more so of a fight rather of a can we go out there and almost kill each other and it looks really good and neither one of us gets hurt? You know what I mean? So, because I've been in the ring with a lot of really big steroidy monster guys who can bench 550 and they can guy I'm 210 pounds. Guy took me under my arm and just went like this. And I was like, ah, these
It's
guys
a
are
flying
huge.
Cly.
Right, a flying guy. A unfiltered and raw 1776.
Thank you much,
Yeah, no
much love.
problem, bro. Almost got me to 1K subs. Hell yeah, that's awesome, dude. Helping you get to 1K subs does not hurt my channel at all. So I'll be more than happy to help you the next time you're online. And I'm ending, I'll raid you again too. So awesome. And we will have you in on the Thursday show. We just have, if you know how many people I have for the waiting list, I have like 50 or 60. So just be patient with that. But um and so my trainer Tugboat was an alternate in the US Olympics for wrestling in 1988. And he was a collegiate superstar wrestler, and so is his son Chaz Taylor, who I'm going to have on my wrestling show, who is also a wrestler and who kind of trained me a little bit, quite a bit
But the
actually.
question is, do you know drill bit Taylor?
Mm-mm. What is it?
Well, I'm gonna let that go and see if anybody in the chat recognizes that
Oh,
reference.
I don't know. Is that a drill bit
It,
brand?
it's kind of a joke.
Oh, okay, okay.
It's a
I
movie
didn't do
character
it. Oh, maybe I have heard that then. Drill
with
bit brand.
who's the crooked nose? Owen Wilson.
Oh, okay. I think I know what you're talking about. Is that the?
It's like an anti-bully movie or some crap. I don't know how to describe it, but
Oh, okay,
he's like
okay.
sticking up as an adult. He's sticking up for some kid that gets bullied or something. I haven't watched it in a long time, but
But yeah, I mean, so we trained a lot of the collegiate wrestling. I did some MMA training. There was a gym here that Holly Holm went to. I don't think the gym exists anymore as far as its location and name or whatnot, but I did a tiny bit of MMA training, like that much there. And that was too much cardio for me. I was like dying because I was really, really skinny and really thin when I first started wrestling. I was like 150, 160 pounds. And I kept getting,
Owen Wilson. Yeah, I think I said
oh,
Luke.
Owen Wilson. So when older, more experienced wrestlers come to the training, they're coming to work on their stuff and they need somebody to beat up for 30 seconds and to take their stupid finishing big power bomb shit. And guess who they pick on? The little guy.
Unscripted. Yeah,
Right,
always,
right,
always.
because we're light, we're easy. They can do all kinds of stuff with us and try different things. And so I asked one of the veterans, like, how do I stop getting be the one to get picked up? He's
Stop
like,
being new.
he was like,
The
well,
new
no,
guy
no, you
always
know what he
gets it.
said?
The
No, he
FNG
said,
is on the
well, okay, the FNG, the fucking new guy syndrome
yeah.
is real, but he said gain 50 pounds. If you gain 50 pounds, I won't want to even pick you up. I'll pick this guy over here because he's lighter.
Good
So
point. Yeah.
I went on a 2 year steroid binge where I was like eating everything in the world and I gained like 65 pounds. And I used to be really, really like way more in shape, but then that
Yeah, I
all
had the
changed.
opposite
Then I got
experience,
old.
unfortunately.
I got old. But
I
then
tried to lose weight and I gained weight.
hmm, I gained a bunch of weight and then you know kind of like stopped becoming. I didn't want to be like a keep doing like roids and like be like that. So I just kind of got a little bit of fat after that and just kind of got a little belly on me and that was it. And then I mean, because wrestling is the cardio is crazy, but once you got a 10-minute match, you're good to go. I mean, once you can go to training and go 4 hours in training and just then, if we used to have like 30-minute, just never ending, like
Calisthenics, the opening
it's
calisthenics.
called a round. We call it a round robin. So 6, 7, 8, 20 wrestlers all standing on the apron, and two guys are in the ring. Wrestle, wrestle,
Oh,
wrestle, wrestle, and
and then you point at the next one and
whoever you tag takes your place,
gotcha. Yeah,
and you
we did that
can't
too.
repeat moves that are already done.
Oh wow,
And after about
that's a
five, and
that makes it interesting.
after about 5 or 6 people going through that, it gets really complicated.
Do you sit there and you think about what you're going to do, and then you're
Yeah,
like, "Damn it, that's what I was
yeah,
going to do."
yeah, yeah. Or they'll be like, for the next 5 minutes, only work the leg. The next 5 minutes,
Oh
only work
shit!
the arm. The next 5 minutes, only work the neck. Right. So if your finisher is a figure four leg lock, why would you beat up my neck? You got to beat up my leg. So it's a lot of psychology. Like a lot of the people, they
Making you
think,
think on the fly. Yeah.
yeah, they think they're wrestlers because they can do a backflip and some flippity shit, but they're not telling a story. I mean, my mom still hates Ric Flair for something he did 35 fucking years ago at a,
Moms
at
are
a
like
live
that.
show. That's heat. right? You still hate that so and so did this with the title or so and so did that or whatever. You still hate that. It's like a momentary buzz. You do like a 450 flippity shit, boom. Oh my god, that was amazing. Yeah, that was great. That was great. Okay, that's over. What else you got?
Yeah, it's
But if
it's wrestling, not acrobatics, right?
but if you
Or
if you get the
gymnastics.
right, if you get the person emotionally invested in your match and you, like I had a guy go out and make David Starr is a
Oh god, here
crybaby
we go again.
shirts. Like I had fans going out and making shirts calling me a crybaby to wear during my match, specifically for stuff like that. Like you would be surprised how many people would take this shit. So I mean, we would have thousands of people at our shows. Sometimes the most people I ever wrestled in front of was like 11,000.
Wow.
The least amount of
Did
people
you
I ever
ever
wrestled in front of was zero.
did you ever perform since you're from Houston, did you ever perform in the Astrodome?
Um, in high school, I did for RTC
Kinda
purposes.
that was on my list. I always wanted to visit the Astrodome because of what it I mean, nowadays,
It's
it's not all
it's
that, but
it's
it's
we were
historic.
yeah we were not that big to wrestle there, but there is a it's called San Miguel Plaza. When we're done, I'll send you a picture of it. But it's like a wooden type of Astrodome. It was like used for bullfighting
Oh,
stuff, and it's all sand. And that housed about 10,000 fans. And then in Corpus Christi, we were at the American Airlines Center for NWA, and that was 11,000 fans. And so several places I've wrestled at that have a lot, but generally speaking, it was about 500, 600 on the shows I did.
I noticed you mentioned quite a few times you mentioned Lucha Libres. Did you get a
Mhm.
big Mexican audience because of that?
Oh yeah, well, so in Houston, there's a huge Hispanic
Yeah,
population, like
yeah, yeah.
massive.
Yeah,
I
you're
mean,
in Southern Texas, of course,
yeah,
yeah.
by default, I even like I'm pretty fluent in Spanish without even trying, just over years of being around it. So Lucha Libre, they do Sunday matinee shows. They do shows at like a place called Emiliano's, which is like a discoteca, Mexican bar and nightclub, and they have where it's nothing but lucha guys. It's everybody has a mask. The referee does not speak any English, and they will do goofy shit because it's Mexican, right? It's totally different. They have characters and big productions, and they have no psychology. Like I just told you, like making the match make sense. They start the match with a power bomb, and then the final move is a body slam or some dumb shit. It doesn't make any sense. You get beat
Yeah,
up
but the
around
luchas,
the
they're
thing.
they're about the acrobatics and the
Oh yeah,
gymnastics.
that's why it's a
It's
different
all show with them.
style. Like in American
Yeah.
wrestling, we go from the same side. You pull the same arm, you clothesline with the same arm, you punch the same side. In Lucha Libre, you could get fucking kicked from anywhere, any
But
direction.
it's almost like a dance. That's what
It
I equate.
is.
It's
It
almost
is
theirs
very
is more
yeah,
dancing more than just raw power,
yeah.
big
So
moves. They're more of a
I
coordinated and do this and
right. I found out really quick that it was really, really good for me specifically to go as a heel, as a bad guy, and be the only gringo white boy without a mask on the show. That was so lucrative for me. I sold so many merch, so many pictures. I had so many new fans and people who hated me. And I couldn't do what I did then now. I'll tell you one thing I used to do in the ring at the Lucha Libre shows. I used to pantomime mowing the yard in
okay, you
front of
better explain that one.
I used to get in the ring and start up my fake lawnmower and mow the yard in the ring in front of 500 Mexicans who already didn't like me.
Oh, so it's like you were making fun of them for being Mexican
Yeah,
landscapers. Oh,
yeah.
that
I
sounds dangerous, bro.
me no, me and another guy used to sit there before the show and cut up little green cards to hand out.
Oh my god.
That's why
And they didn't mob you on your way out of the place? I mean, did they understand it was a show?
No,
No?
no, they fucking didn't. So what happens in lucha libre a lot of the times is if you're like a big name or like in this space, if you're like really liked, you go to the main event. So the family who ran the show, they're called the Hivos, Javio, Hivo. So it's a dad, a son, a brother, a woman, another guy. There's like five of them, right? So I'm in the main event 3-on-3 with them, and the guy, I don't speak Spanish, and they're like, at that time I wasn't able to. I can now a little bit better, but at the time I didn't know, and they were all this stuff, and I didn't know what was going on. And I'm catching the guy, and I'm like, oh crap. And he goes, hey, chair, arena, let's go, come on. And he threw a chair at my face,
Oh
like
shit.
a metal folding chair, and just threw it. And I, oh shit, he goes, out the ring, out the ring. And he kicked me out the ring, and he fought me through the crowd. And the crowd was hitting me with shit the whole fucking time, all up the stairs, down the stairs. This lady hit me with her purse like 20 times. I was like, oh, this is bad. Yeah. So then, they usher you to the back after your match. I lose, whatever, 1, 2, 3, blah, blah, blah. And then I have a mask for myself. I have my own Lucha Libre hood mask because sometimes, and I've never ever actually told anybody this before. It's funny. I've never said,
Ooh, ooh,
I
scoop,
have a
scoop.
hot scoop. There was several masked wrestlers in the promotions that I wrestled at who had matches as masked characters, and it was me.
I always wondered about that when
It
they
was
wear masks
me
and you
under
swap
the
people
mask.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. It was me under the mask. So there was several, uh, like a lot, like several, especially when I was just starting. I was a masked character a lot of times. So I have a mask. So I would, after my show, I would change into street clothes. I would put the mask on. I would get my bag, and that's how I would get to my car.
Looking like somebody that they liked, right?
Well, no, looking like somebody that they didn't recognize me.
Gotcha.
And I was just another lucha guy. I was just a guy in a mask. I had my bag. I wasn't like, if I walked out like this, oh no, no, no. Oh, that would have been bad. That would have been bad. So yeah, I wrestled probably 200 or 300 matches in Lucha Libre. And if I was ever going to do another Lucha Libre match, I probably would do. Um, if I was ever going to have another match, it probably would be a Lucha Libre because those are the people who keep reaching out to me. And
I don't know if this is the right word or not, but is it more fun than regular white boy wrestling, so to speak?
okay, it's there's a lot more going on, right? In American white boy wrestling, as you say, a lot of the times if you get in there with an older guy, like an older, more experienced person, doesn't want to choreograph everything and talk about shit beforehand. In the ring, he's gonna go, "Psh, watch the clothesline, clothesline. All right, go. Watch the body slam. Okay. And he's gonna talk to you, and you're gonna do it as you go along. A lot of the flippity shit guys and a lot of the younger guys are like, okay, at the beginning, we're gonna tie up. I'm gonna go behind you. I'm gonna throw you off. You're gonna shoulder tackle this, and you have to go fuck 18 things. And if I don't duck on move 19, I'm fucked for the rest of it. Lucha Libre is like 87 fucking things to remember to do. Okay, when I do this, you're gonna hit this, you're gonna dive, and I'm gonna dive after you. Then we're gonna, oh, dude.
Well, because they're quick. They're quick. They're
It's
always moving.
it's quick and it's a lot more acrobatics. You have to be a
Hmm.
lot more limber and agile, but in a weird sort of way, there's a lot less pressure because anything is allowed. You can do anything at any moment. Nothing's wrong. These guys blow spots and fucking fall on their faces 10 times a match. They don't give a shit. The crowd doesn't give a shit. They just get up and literally try the same damn thing over again. In American wrestling, you get booed. You fucked up. You fucked up. That whole thing. So, yeah, it's totally different. I like it. I do like it a lot. The one place I
Hey,
always
let's.
want. Oh, the only place I would really want to go would be Japan to wrestle, because wrestling in Japan is, ooh, that's the cream of the crop right there.
Let me take a second and say hello. I'll just we got Heavy Hook, Unscripted. Oh, now it moved.
Oh, Fat
Share
Patriot.
Bear. We got Snooks. FP's in here. Deborah Craig's a name I don't recognize. Welcome, new person. Share Bear. Ellen Thompson.
Oh, hey,
Here we
Deborah. I
go.
know Deborah. Yeah, well,
DLP. All you guys. You guys know that I usually pay more attention to my chat, but uh,
I ignore
Klymatix
I
here
ignore
is
the fuck out of my chat.
Klymatix has got me paying attention to him right now. I'm engrossed in these stories, so I'm sorry if I'm ignoring Chad a little
Oh
bit.
no, man, we don't have to talk about wrestling. I mean, I get on my soapbox. I mean, that's why I always fuck with Pam.
No, it's fun. It's fun. I've
Like
been watching
she
wrestling since the early '80s, so
she mentions January 6th more than I mention wrestling. You know.
yeah, yeah. Pamuary 6.
Yeah, but I've had a chance to hang out and chill and just shoot the shit with people that I can't even believe I was in the same room with. Like me and another guy searched for the booker to get our pay, and we were going to beat his ass together if we didn't get money. And his name was Kevin Von Erich, and we
Hmm.
were just fucking shooting the shit, hanging out. Eugene, the special needs WWE guy from back in the day with the cape. I,
Hmm.
I did a couple shows with him. X Pac. I was in the NWA with X Pac. I did several shows with him. I did a Billy Gunn clinic where I essentially wrestled Billy Gunn for like at 2 hours. I
Man.
mean, I've been a really a, right place at the right time. I've been really really fortunate and lucky. The way I got into the NWA, honestly, is they met me through the shows with my trainer Tugboat. They saw my wrestling, they thought it was good, and I also knew that I was like into doing like website work, and I helped them out with their website. And we became friends, me and the guys who ran the NWA branch. And he booked me on a show, and he liked what he saw, and then I just kept getting booked and booked and booked and booked and booked. And then they were like, "We're gonna put the title on you," and I'm like, "You're gonna do what?" Holy shit.
So
Okay.
I have one big name claim to fame.
Oh,
One
okay.
big name.
Oh, tell me.
I was actually this close to being put to sleep by Randy Couture. He
Ooh,
got me in a rear naked and then slipped a choke in there, and he
nice,
obviously knows what he's doing, and I was literally, like, starting to snore, and he stopped and got me up. But
nice,
I've been beat up by Randy Couture and Matt Lindland.
nice.
That's my claim to fame.
That's awesome. No, that's awesome. One of my main things that I got to do in wrestling was something really cool. In Houston, we have a rock station called Rock 101 KLOL, and it was like a staple of Houston radio. It was like the classic rock station, and they had a guy, Stevens and Pruitt, was the morning radio show, and they were super famous. It was like one of those things that if you didn't watch their morning show, you weren't even in Houston.
Right.
And he Jim Pruitt of Stevens and Pruitt became one of our wrestling company's biggest fans, and a supporter of us financially. And he just became a really really cool guy to have around our business, and came by the shows. And I got the unique opportunity to beat him up in front of 700 people at a show in the ring. And that was pretty cool because I like grew up listening to him on the radio, and all my friends, everybody knew who he was. And I got to show that, like, "Hey, you're gonna beat up Jim Pruitt. Come here, let's talk." And I was like, "What? All right, let's go." So,
Oh, I just got a super chat, but I think it's for you because K2 said shalom. That
oh,
must be
sure,
for you.
okay, too. Thank you so much for the $2. Now you can have it. Jews aren't really cheap; we're thrifty. Indian people
So
and
okay,
Chinese
so
people are cheap.
here's going to be a weird racist type question.
Oh
So
yes.
you keep saying you're Jewish, but if I walked up to you, I would swear you were like Cuban or something. So what's the deal with that?
Okay. So my dad is Jewish and my mom is Southern Baptist, but I grew up
Southern
100.
Baptist is not an ethnicity.
Well, she's white. I mean, but she's two different religions. So I grew
Yeah,
up kind
that's
of
a weird combo
yeah.
actually.
I grew up as sort of a meld of both, and I was introduced to both. And actually, going to I'm sure my mom. Oh, my mom probably isn't watching this because she doesn't know about your channel. But um, going to vacation Bible school turned me into a Jew because I was
That's
like
why I
12.
went to VBS every year when I was a kid, so I
So
get
yeah,
it.
VBS. I went to VBS with my cousins out in Georgia one year, and I asked several questions like, if we evolved from monkeys, why are there still monkeys? Why aren't there dinosaur bones at all mentioned at all in the Bible where they would come across? Because we excavated all that shit, so it's been there for all those years. There were several questions I had, and I mean, I don't want to get into a theological discussion, but there were several questions I had where I was like, yeah, you know. So I've been steadily in the realm of being picking my father's religion as early as I can remember. I mean, of course, you know, my kid, I'm doing kind of the same thing with. We
Thank you,
celebrate
Deborah.
We celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah. You know,
So when you say your father was Jewish, are you talking ethnicity or just religion? Are you like
Jewish.
Israeli Jewish?
Well,
Is that
well,
where your dark
well,
skin come from and
oh,
all that?
oh, oh, I see. I see what you're saying. So I'm an Ashkenazi Jew.
Okay,
My heritage comes my ancestors come from the Baltic region.
like the
Of,
Caucasus region and that, right?
okay, so three countries: Latvia,
Mhm.
Lithuania, and Belarus.
Gotcha,
So I'm kind of a mixture of Latvian and Belarusian. That's why I
gotcha.
have an olive skin complexion, and
Yeah.
a lot of people here, especially when I have the goatee and the whole thing, they just people will stop just come up to me and just start speaking Spanish, and I'm like,
You have that look that could go a whole bunch of different ways, you know what I mean? You have that you could be this, you could be that, you could be it's like that
yeah, yeah, I have,
undecipherable look to you,
yeah. So
for lack of another way to put it.
I did the whole. I always thought that I was Russian, and not Russia, but like modern day Ukraine, like Odessa, because that's where I dated my
Well,
family
you
back.
said Belarus, which is right next to Ukraine, so same
Well,
basic
it's
thing.
like northwest. It's sort of like near the Baltic Sea and that like
Mhm.
Croatia. It's near right near. Um, what is it? Oh, oh, I forgot. It's Croatia and some other countries that are right there.
Serbia.
Serbia,
Serbia.
yeah, yeah. Estonia,
Estonia. Okay,
Estonia. That's
yeah.
what I was looking.
Yeah.
So it's so I did the 20, you know, the 23andMe thing where you swab your cheek and you send it.
They tell everybody they're black.
Not
They
me.
tell everybody they have African American roots. I swear to God, every white person I've
Oh,
talked to
not me.
that does 23andMe comes back and says, "I'm
No,
18% African."
no, not me. I was I always thought I was Native American to some degree. On my mom's side, I'm 0% Native American.
Oh,
I'm
you could go with that too. Yeah, you
yeah,
have that
I'm
look. You could fit
yeah,
anywhere.
yeah. I'm 0% Russian, like because I thought I was like Odessa, Russia, like near the Black Sea, like right there at the edge of southern Ukraine, which is where it
Like
is now.
Crimea region.
But
Yeah.
the 23andMe showed I had a crap ton of relatives that were in like Latvia and Lithuania, and I'm like, what the like 50 people, and I'm like, wait, what?
So
So
you
I'm
could
like,
tell everybody you're Transylvanian and call yourself Vlad or something.
oh, there's a lot of Vladimirs already doing videos. There's one that dresses like a chick, and then there's another one who does Anatoly. You know Anatoly, the bodybuilder guy.
I love Anatoly.
Okay, you know.
The janitor that blows
Yeah,
everybody's mind. Yeah, I love
yeah,
Anatoly.
yeah. So that guy's successful as hell. He's got 12 something million
Yeah,
subscribers.
yeah.
That's crazy. How long you want to do this for?
It's up to you, bro. I don't care. I mean, I got to get a little
No,
sleep. I got to work at
yeah,
9,
no,
so
we can go
but
another 15, 20 minutes if you want.
yeah, I'm not
Um,
stressed. We're having fun, and
so we kind of
we're
been
actually gaining viewers as we go longer.
nice,
So I'm
nice,
not
nice.
complaining about that.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you guys for hanging out. I know you listen to me talk a lot. I didn't think anybody would want to hear me talk more.
Yes, much love to everybody's in the chat because I'll tell you
And,
personally, I know that there's a whole bunch to choose from right now, and you guys are
hey,
choosing this, so I'm happy.
so I have an idea. I'm like looking at chat now. I'm taking a look. Does anybody have any questions for me in chat at all? I don't mind
Yeah, good
fielding
call. We'll
some.
read off some chat
I
questions.
mean, you know, not to write your show for you, but I mean, is there
No,
anything that
no drama. No,
is there?
no gotcha drama
Yeah,
questions though.
no,
Got to be
even if
cool
there is,
questions.
I can answer it because I try to be nice to everybody until they give me a reason. Is there anything that we didn't get into that you really wanted to from your little list that you were making?
Yeah, I have a whole literally I have like 2 pages on this notebook full of things I was gonna
Nice.
ask you, and I've asked you like 3. The rest has just been a cool conversation.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you want to get into some of your questions, we can like rapid fire it, or I can be a little bit more brief than.
Okay, here's one quick one because I am kinda curious because
Sure.
I'll admit that I've only watched your lives. I haven't dove into your channel enough to see your old videos or any of your, you
Okay.
know, videos where it's just you or whatnot. I've just been interested in your lives and your town halls and stuff like that. So, you say that you've always been into politics. What do you think because I think Texas is part of the big hullabaloo about gerrymandering right now. And so, what's going on, and what do you think about your gerrymandering situation in Texas at the moment?
I think Texas is in a, not just with the gerrymandering, but they're in a pivotal point in a lot of different areas, like with the Muslim thing. Like just recently, they had like a Muslim only water park day that they were planning on just renting out a water park, and then like being absolute fucking racist and just saying if you're not Muslim, you can't come in. And
The no-go zones?
Yeah, no go zone. And Greg Abbott stuck his 2 cents in and stopped that. You know, we have alcohol sales in Texas are so enormous. And then we have Dan Patrick going out on national or statewide TV and saying he's our lieutenant governor and saying that marijuana is a dangerous drug. Meanwhile, he's promoting beer companies and stuff. We may not have the ice problems and the other situations like you guys have, but we have our main capital, Austin, Texas. They're really trying to turn it into like mini California, it seems. Uh, that's where Joe Rogan's show is, you know. Um,
Mhm.
but as far as Texas goes, I think that even though we do have problems, just there's a reason that people want to move here and say, well, you know, don't California my Texas, you know, that's
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
Try living right above California.
Right, right. I mean, I think you know Texas is the only republic in the union. It is the only state that could actually like secede from the union legally. We have a very unique perspective. We have the most southern border, don't we? Is
Yep.
California's southern border bigger than Texas's?
No, no way. No
No,
way.
no, not even close, right?
Nope.
Okay, so we have the big. I mean,
Hell, Arizona and New Mexico have bigger southern
okay,
borders than
okay, okay.
California. It's not very big at all. It's
Oh,
the
okay.
least out of the 4 states down there.
Yeah, so I mean, we have a situation where we have become a melting pot state. I mean, in Houston alone, we have about, I would guess, about 13, 14 million people total. Um, and we have signs that are in Vietnamese only. We have a Golden Dome mosque times 10. I mean, if you look up how many mosques are in Houston alone, it's not a small number. It's a big fucking number. So I don't know. I think that Texas needs to lead by example. And you know, the last time, like I was telling you earlier, the last time my city had a Republican lead was 1982.
Mhm.
But the last time Texas had a Democrat lead was even farther back than that. So I think as long as we stick with conservative Republicans, I mean, I do like Greg Abbott, just like Trump. I honestly, I'm not like a yes man for Trump. I, Sometimes he tweets stuff or says stuff, and I'm like, you should have shut the fuck up, sir. You know, sometimes I think he
I've
might.
said that all the time that they should take Trump's phone away from him.
Yeah, but we are in the mind frame, and we have the maturity and the personal integrity to say, hey, I can dislike a few things that you said or did and overall still support you. That's what the left's problem is. They think that's why they can never agree with anything that Trump says. And I always say Trump could cure cancer with Jesus on Christmas morning and they would still bitch about it. Because no matter what Trump does or says, I feel like they sit there and they go, okay, Trump did this. How can we turn it into something bad? How
Yeah,
can
it's
we take,
TDS. It's
yeah,
TDS bad.
yeah, how can we take this and change it to be negative? And that is because they don't have the ability to say, okay, I completely dislike Trump. I think he's a fascist Nazi pig of a man, but I liked what he did for this. I liked what he
Mhm.
did for HBCUs. I like what he did for you know, the troops in this one area. They can never say that.
That's called
because
common sense and logic, and they don't
yeah,
embrace
yeah,
that.
right. So Pam or Mike or any of these people, they can never say, "Oh, you know what? I don't like Trump. I didn't vote for him. He's not my president. I don't think he's doing a good job." But this
Mhm.
one time on this one moment, that one speech, I didn't hate it. It was okay. If they say that, they're now MAGA. They're now shunned by the left, and they're now deemed a racist and a Nazi. Just like that one time that Sandy the dog went out there and said, "Hey guys, they're people too." One thing, and they attacked him.
They throw out the baby with the bathwater.
You are old. Holy shit, that's an
Ed
but
Eagle is I wanna say thank you, but it hasn't come through yet. I don't know if it's just taking a long time or what, but I'm
thank you,
watching for it, buddy.
Ed Eagles, the man. Ed Eagles, the guy who introduced me to Adam Francisco. So shout out to Ed Eagle.
Ed
But
Eagle's on the job all the time.
see,
Him
and
him and Snooks are probably the hardest working people in all the chats.
yeah, yeah. Oh, Stooks too. Yeah, Alex Stooks and Heavy Hook is also a hard worker too. Um,
I'm just meeting Heavy Hook, so good to
yeah,
meet you, and we'll see you
it's a
more.
mod. It's yeah, it's one of the mods over in Arturo's stream, I believe, if I have that right. Um,
Arturo's the man. Arturo's the one that blew my channel
I like Arturo a lot. I'm the one that I taught him how to raid people because I raided him and he was like, "How you do that?"
up.
I'm the first person to ever raid Arturo. Says Arturo. So shout out to
Well,
him. I
I
like him
told
a
you
lot.
how I live like a little I'm not as close as some people when it comes to going down to ice. So I normally got down there 45 minutes to an hour later than everybody else. Everybody because everybody else lives close, so they could just mob down there
Mhm,
around
mhm,
6 o'clock
mhm,
or whatever.
mhm.
And one day I was like completely bored. So I said, I'm going to go down there a little bit early. And I got down there at 5 o'clock, way before anybody else. So I was down there by myself. And because I was the first one down there, Arturo got a hold of my channel and he's like, "Oh, I've never seen this guy before." And next thing that night, in the 5 hours I was down there, my channel doubled in subscribers. He shouted me out and promoted. I got to give him, I've got a lot of help people
Yep. All right. Here we go again.
again. There we go. I'm back. Come, I thought I was back. What are you doing? Oh, this is driving me nuts. You can still hear me though,
It's,
right?
yeah, sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's live, guys. It's live. You see my whole
So
room
so Mr. Bill, um, come on, go back. What happened? Mr. Bill did a lot to promote my channel when I was new. And what is happening? Oh my God, what are we doing now? Holy crap, this thing's just driving me nuts. I don't know how we got to that layout. What is my computer is just being retard be I don't know what word we're supposed to use now, but you guys know what I mean.
now. I think you can be. I think you could say retarded as long as you're not directing it at someone. Because I
I
just
want
said
you
it. So.
but in a
YouTube is
full
screwing up. No, it's
screen,
restream. Is I like that one. That's a good one.
I don't know what's happening right
Mm.
now.
Is why StreamYards
You
is
guys can still hear
different.
me though, right? Well, anyways, while I figure this out, I'll keep talking. Um, what was I saying? Mr. Bill did a whole lot to help me when I was first starting out. And then that one night when I decided to get there early, and Arturo literally like blew my channel up. And I don't know what this
Nice.
looks like on TV. Can I
It's
leave it
good.
like this?
No,
Okay,
that's
if I can
good.
leave it
That's
like this, I'm
perfect.
going to.
Yeah, that's
Um,
perfect. Leave it like that. That's perfect. But no,
But
yeah,
yeah, I was like, because I watch, I watch way more than I stream.
mhm.
I'm an avid watcher, obviously, because like I said, I've been doing this in Portland hardcore for at least 10 years. So anytime there's activism on YouTube that has to do with Portland, I'm addicted to it. I'm watching it. So all of the, all of these guys that are restreaming and live streaming, I'm as much of a fan as anybody else. So, that's what got me going down there again because
Yep.
I took a couple years off. I have a moto channel. I went into full-time biker life for about 3 or 4 years. And I have a YouTube channel about that. And so I took a break from patriot activities for a while because Portland, the summer of love and everything in Portland just
Mhm.
got really ridiculous.
I saw
And
some videos. I was like, whoa.
yeah, so
Woo.
so when I saw
Portland, Andy has a
the
lot of those
attention was
videos.
back in Portland again, and then the first big Patriot weekend when both the Knicks were down there and JD was down there and all these people when we had like 100 people at Patriot Corner, I was like, you know what? I'm a fan. I'm going to go down there and fanboy out. I just wanted to go down there and meet all my favorite streamers because they're all there within driving distance of me.
Right, right,
So I'm
right. I
like,
would
I
have
just
gone
want to go
too.
down
Yeah, I
there.
would have.
Yeah, I want to go be part of that. And then I was
That's
like, you
cool.
know what? I should do this now. Now that I'm here, now that I see it, it kind of brought the fire back in me, so to speak. And so after that, I was down there at least once a week for every week for a few months. And apparently, it apparently was a lot more draw than the stupid shit I had been posting because all of a sudden I had a channel. So here we are.
Right. No, no. I mean, all the gaming stuff I ever posted, they did okay, but nothing like this. So, I mean, I really appreciate everyone who continues to watch my stuff and watch my channel and watch our shows. And we get a lot of. I mean, Town Hall Tuesday with Edgar the puppet was like 10,000 people. That's good for our own content that we're literally making this shit up as we go. Like I sort of have plans, guys, but I don't know who's gonna say yes to me. I've asked I've asked so many people. I asked Greg Bavino for a
Oh,
town
that would be
hall.
cool.
I asked Scott Baio. I asked Kevin Sorbo. And if I get Kevin Sorbo, then I'm gonna ask Lucy Lawless, the Azina. I asked I asked Mr. Beast. What the worst he can say is no. Actually, the worst he can say is ignoring me. If he says no, now I'm talking to Mr. Beast. So I mean, I'm gonna, as far as the wrestling stuff goes, I'm gonna, I, he's sort of ignoring me because he's like always out of town. But, um, you know the name Eric Bischoff.
hmm
Okay, so I know him and his family.
Now I want to make sure I got my story straight. Wasn't he part owner for a minute?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm thinking of
And
the
he was
same right guy. Yeah.
he's the guy who was who basically came up. He invented the NWO.
Yeah. And then him and
Like
McMahon were
he's the
going at
brand.
each other for a while,
That's
right?
right. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So I wrestled his son. His name is Garrett Bischoff,
hmm
and so I'm gonna get him on the show. I already talked to him. He said he would do it. I just got to lock it down. So that if I can get him, Eric also has a podcast. I'll try to get either Eric on mine or me on his. So that would be cool. I'm also gonna. I already talked to Buff Bagwell. I wrestled. I had a match with him too. He actually had to get his right leg amputated above the knee.
Oh wow.
So and that was a couple years ago. He's doing great now though. So I'm gonna interview him, have him on the show. Sammy Guevara from AEW. I'll have him on the show. I know him. Had a couple matches with him. So a lot of the guys that I know, I'll try to tap into the best I can. You know, some of them want to charge me for the interview because they don't understand how ad revenue works, but we'll figure it out. But no, I really appreciate. I know we're wrapping up here, but I really appreciate everybody who continues to watch all of our stuff. But I mean, every time I make a video and it gets a couple thousand views, I can't believe it. Every time I turn on my
Dude,
screen,
I still can't. I mean, like I said, I've been doing this for 10 years just out of just to do it. And the fact that, I think the most and it's probably silly numbers to you, but I think I had almost 800 people watching my live stream down there once and
dude, that's a lot.
I
That's
didn't
not.
even know how to act. I really didn't
Yeah,
even
no,
know.
that's nothing to shake. That is nothing to laugh at that about. That's great numbers. I mean,
In the fact that people, and like, don't take this the wrong way, but you have the background in entertainment. You're an entertaining person. I'm not gonna lie. I know I'm not that entertaining. I can talk. I don't have a big booming personality or anything like
right,
that.
right, and I
And
get that.
even when I'm down at ice, I'm the quiet stoic guy that nobody knows what's going on with because I don't make a lot of noise. I'm not a very vibrant person, and the fact that even with my for lack of another way to put it, dull personality, people still want to tune in and watch me say my opinion and stuff. And that's very humbling to me. That makes me, sometimes I turn it off and I'm like, I
Oh
cannot
yeah,
believe that 60 people sat there all night and listened to me ramble about bullshit.
I get that. I get that because so like yesterday I started my stream in the morning and I was like gonna do like so since I am doing this full time now, I'm probably gonna just stream during the week every day, play some games. I have a way to track what Donald Trump's itinerary is for the week. So if he's doing this,
Stalker.
yeah, if he's doing this address or this speech or having lunch with the president of Malaysia or some dumb shit, then streaming it is where it's at. But making the video of it is not good. It doesn't do anything. It's bad, 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 bad. It doesn't get hardly any views. But streaming it, I can go from the game, pull up the window real quick, watch that, go back to the game, do all that. I'll probably do that a lot now. But be making a couple shorts, maybe a long form, hopefully every day, every single day. I didn't make one today or I didn't stream today because I didn't want to step on this. I knew we were going to do this, but tomorrow's
I
Mother's
appreciate that.
Day. Tomorrow, yeah, no problem. Tomorrow's Mother's Day. I probably won't stream tomorrow either, but Monday I will. Not on any schedule, so I don't feel like obligated. I think it's more lucrative. I like MDG Gaming. He streams during the day. He shares all the stuff. So does Arturo and Portland Andy a lot of times, and all these other guys. I don't want to be yet another person. So I'm gonna be if Shane and Tommy go out there for a protest or counter protest or flag wave, I'll be in the chat. I'll be recording the streams on my OBS, ready to clip something to send to the cop, and then I'll take that video and I'll put it on my channel as a video later. That's better for me. So I'll be doing that. Then if some girl shows her tits or some guy leans into the ER and the N word, I can at least bleep it out or cut that piece out or fix that during the editing process. If
Yeah.
if you're out there and somebody drives by you blaring, I don't know, Guns N' Roses or Snoop Dogg or something
Isn't
that's
that ridiculous?
something that's copyrighted, you might be
Mhm.
fucked.
That's
So,
why a lot of my live streams from down at ICE because that stupid DJ dipshit's down there all the time blaring that music, and I think that's why they do it because it
oh,
gets us copyrighted all the time.
somebody,
I need to take a second. I need to take a second, Cly.
okay, okay.
I want to hope you didn't get screwed here. Ed Eagle, you said you sent me a Cash App, and it's been like 20 minutes or so, 25 minutes, and it hasn't come through. You might want to double check and make sure you send it to the right place, brother, so you don't get screwed.
Yep. And there, I see a question from Michael Newman Shrooms, who's he's a regular in my chat. Did you ever get your interview with Ben Dykes? Yo, Ben Dykes is way busier than I thought he was. He has he runs a full ass farm. He got a wife. He got he goes live like 10 times a day with multiple shows. I will send Ben Dykes the link every Thursday to pop in. But as far as locking him down to a scheduled town hall, I would love to. He would love to. If his schedule ever matches mine, we'll do it. I already made the thumbnail. It's ready to go. I love Ben Dykes. He's an awesome guy. I really respect what he does and how when I watch his show, you know what I think of? There's only one thing I think of: Rush Limbaugh.
Hmm.
He reminds me. He has the golden microphone. He does the call-ins. He flushes people like Rush used to do. He's I almost want to. I hear him in my head going, "It's the EIB network and Rush." So all that. So yeah, I probably will at some point have him on, but who knows? I don't
Yeah, Heavy Hook says only if you can call it music. I assume you're talking about DJ Dipshit, and I agree with you on
know.
that.
Right,
He
right,
plays
right.
some of the weirdest crap, dude. He is
Well,
like, even if he considers himself, I was a DJ for years. At DJ KJ, I was in charge of bar entertainment for a long time, and even if he was a legit DJ, which I doubt he is, he's the shittiest one I've ever heard.
I mean, the only reason, look, let's be clear and let's make sure that people know this. The only reason that they play the music is to
Is get
say
us in trouble.
is to ruin your copyright. What they don't get is all you have to do is mute the song or clip that part out.
Yeah, you can clip it out.
Look,
There's a
look, look.
program in YouTube that lets you do
Yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. So if and also the ratio of likes on a VOD compared to the live is not the same. If 100 people watch your stream, you're gonna get 2 or 3 views for every 100 on the VOD, 2 or 3. So it's not even worth. If I have to clip out several sections of my VOD, I don't give it two shits at all. I don't care. The one thing I will tell you is that the reason they do the blow up costumes and all that is so that the news will go out there and cover it, and people will post videos and see that and go, look, they're not protesting. They're not violent. There's three frogs and a pink pig. They're dancing around. Look at Pam. Look at this nice old
It's a
lady.
psyop.
She's dancing around there. Look, it's got Spider Mike sitting there doing karaoke. This
Yeah, it's all a
fat fuck.
psyop.
He can't sing for shit, by the way. And
Well,
I'm a,
yeah, I know. If you follow the timeline closely, you'll see that Pam and all the blowies, the inflatable costumes, and all of that stuff, and they start bringing kids out. They started putting flowery stuff up on the tree and all that. All that came at the point where Trump was threatening to bring Natty down,
mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm,
that was their counter because they
yep,
wanted the world to see we're peaceful, we're having fun, we're not violent, we're
right.
not angry,
It's
and
an
it's all
act of
bullshit. It's a
it's a
psyop.
it's an act of subterfuge.
Yep, yep,
They're they're
exactly.
they're they're misleading the now you and I know, and Deborah Craig knows, and Rebby knows, and Doug knows, and Unfiltered and Raw
Ellen Thompson
knows,
knows,
and
and
Heavy
Cindy
Hook
Lou
knows.
knows.
Right, right. All of our people know because we pay attention to this shit. And let's be quite frank, we're all fucking addicted to this shit and can't stop watching it. And we don't
Yep,
really know why, but we keep fucking watching this shit every goddamn
guilty as charged.
day. So we all know. So to us, it's like, oh, come on. But to the average Joe or the average Jane watching from Indianapolis, Indiana, or Kentucky or Idaho, or the middle of fucking nowhere, who has never seen Portland before, doesn't know who all these people are, and they turn on the news for 5 minutes story and they see people dancing around, music's going, frogs dancing, and they go, oh, what's wrong with that? What they don't realize is 2 hours later, they're burning the fucking building to the ground. they're
What
they're
got
chasing
everybody
everybody with
here
mace and weapons and shit.
what got everybody here pissed off was the fact that we've got Katie Davis Gord and Honey Badger
Mhm.
Mom, and they're going down there and they're literally getting assaulted by these guys. And then we have a congressman, I think, or is he a senator? I don't know. Ron Wyden is one of our representatives, and he literally went down there at like 6:30 on a Sunday morning when there was nobody down there. It was dead freaking quiet. Not a single protester was down there, and filmed a commercial and put it on national TV saying, this is what Portland is. These people are full of crap. So that's what got the streamers to start going down there, because it was only Katie and Honey Badger, and I think Velly may have went down there, maybe Portland Andy once or twice, but the two women were down there almost every night and filming all this stuff, and they were getting ignored, and the narrative was against them. So we had that Patriot weekend when there were 150
Mhm.
right wing cameras down there and showed everybody this is really what's going on.
Yeah,
And
I was
it's
screaming.
live.
Yeah.
It's live. It's in real time. So it's not edited. We're not telling a story. We're literally just walking around and pointing our camera at what's going on. And you can see for yourself. And that's when everything went chaotic, because the left is like, damn, dude, we can't lie anymore.
Yeah. Isn't it like a TV show? It's like a cast of characters.
It is.
Like
It
you
is.
got
It's
you got
it's a drama
you
show.
got a spider, and you got fucking Bedbug Richard, and you got a Mace Face, and you got a pan, and then on the other side you got a Tinkerton, and you got a Shane with his dog, and you got, what I'm saying, you got the other dog, I guess that's Ryder's dog, Chachi, and you got,
Chachi.
you
Chachi's the
get,
man.
and you got, Nico and veteran Chris, and you got all these other people and all these, and you got Will turning his back and swerving. It's like a show. And
Yep.
that's why people are addicted, because it's a never-ending TV series. It's a
It is.
comedy. It's everything all rolled in together. It's a comedy. It's a drama. It's a fucking documentary. It's everything. So, but no, I do appreciate you doing this. It's been pretty cool.
Yeah, we're going on 3 hours, so I'll probably let
Yeah,
you get
yeah,
off
yeah, yeah.
and
No,
go
no,
handle
that's
your business. And
3 hours is good, and I can figure out what I'm going to do for the rest of the evening. And
yeah, I gotta work at 9, so I gotta go take a nap.
if you're gonna raid somebody, I would suggest raiding Tommy
I
or
don't know how to do
Shane.
that. I just tell
Oh,
everybody where to go.
okay, okay.
They're
Well,
smart enough to figure it out.
okay. In the YouTube studio where you go to edit the title, if you click on customization and scroll down, it says redirect, and you hit the button add. On the there's two sides, left and right. Left will be blank, but on the right side it'll show you everybody who's live that you can click there and save as your redirect stream. So when you end your stream is when it does it. You don't actually do the raid. You just pick the person and end the stream, and then it'll go.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
It's weird. It's
Bill's been
weird. It's
trying to
weird.
teach me for a long time, and I'm like, dude, all I got to do is, hey, chat, go check out this person.
Oh, I let me let me answer, or you can raid Zach X too. Let me answer unfiltered and raw's final question: is Klymatix TV ever coming to the PNW? Yes, I am looking at the schedule right now. I picked a couple dates to go. I'm not going to tell you when that is. I've researched airfare, hotel, rental cars. I got the whole price going. I think at this point in my career as a content creator that I have no choice but to go. I have to show my support in person. I want to shake Tommy's hand. I want to hang out and chill. I do not want to go on a random Wednesday at 10 p.m. to ice building by myself. I think that's probably suicide to some degree.
Or it
I
would be so boring, not worth your time.
right.
Either one on a
I
weekday.
I don't want to get in a situation where I have a bad experience going there. And also, let me be real. And this here's the real reason. I'm a little bit aggressive and I'm a little bit violent at times. I try not to be, but I don't live in your city, and I can't I can't see myself showing up at your city, fucking it up, and then coming back to Texas. You guys handled the problem I
We,
created.
we, we
Sorry
honestly
about
hate
that.
people that do that. We honestly
That's
hate that
yeah,
because we
yeah.
suffer the repercussions of that.
Right, right, right. So I'm
But
not
you
gonna.
guys go home and then we go down there next
Right,
weekend
right,
and we
right,
get
right, right.
persecuted for what
So
the outsider did.
I'm liable to not back down from Spider Mike and like take his head off. I'm liable to hit one of these guys and attack them and whatever, really, and I don't want to go to jail. But even more so than going to jail, I really don't want to be labeled as the guy who showed up and got into a fight immediately and fucked everything up for the Patriots. I can't do that. But I can go to a patriotic event and bring my flag and my camera and stream from the streets with all my new friends, and I think that would be badass.
Well, here's the thing is we
So,
asked Unfiltered and Raw, we asked him the same question last night on the panel, and he kind of gave the same answer you did. So if you guys could on the down low coordinate that and we could have another big Patriot weekend when all of our out of town friends
well,
come
I
and hang out with us, that would
I
be pretty
don't
cool.
I don't know where unfiltered and raw is. Is he in?
He's not as far as you are. We'll just say that.
Okay, okay, yeah, don't tell me. But if he's not as far as me, then we can. I'll message him privately, and I don't mind telling some people, but I don't need people preparing to like attack. I don't want Tommy and Shane to get extra attacked
No, it's
because
got to
I'm
be on the down
there.
low, but there are
Yeah,
ways to
yeah.
do that.
I don't mean that in any conceited way, like I'm such a big deal that they're waiting for me with sticks and shit. But
No, but here's the deal. If you're a face that they know and you
yeah,
pop in randomly, you're a celebrity target.
somebody told me something a couple weeks ago, and they're like, "You have any idea how well known you are in Portland?" To
Yeah,
me, and I'm like,
everybody
"What are you
knows who
talking
you
about?"
are now.
And so like, I just want to ask the chat: if I walked right by you at a store, would you recognize me? Like all the hours you sit looking at me, would you be able to tell? I mean, this is what I look like. I mean, I didn't put. I'm not a chick on Instagram. I don't use face filters, guys. This is me. So, and then
W-
I mean, I have a big ass tattoo on my leg, so I'm very noticeable out.
Maybe if you sat in your bed with your cat and streamed unclothed, and then they would recognize you more.
Hey guys, I want you to know if you ever see me do that, I want you to know I've been abducted by aliens, and it's not really me. I will never, I would
It's the AI
never,
version of Klymatix.
I would never sit here without clothes on, without a shirt on. No, 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 no. With my man titties out, no, 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 no. Hell
No,
no, I
I
ain't
just
doing
gotta
that.
tell the chat that's kind of a joke because I had literally Clyde messaged me earlier while I was in the shower, so I came and got his message when I'm wrapped in a towel, and he was like, "We need to figure this out because this is a different program that he uses." And I'm like, "I'll send you a test run, but I'm gonna get dressed first because 'cause I'm not Will."
Right, right, right. So the other night, I'll tell you one last thing, and we'll shut up. The other night, I went to my daughter's in band, so I went to her band concert over at the high school, and it's Texas, so the auditorium is like a full on stadium type of look, and I'm sitting there with like a not a MAGA hat on, but my 25th anniversary, our 250th anniversary America hat on, and a guy stopped. He was walking, and he stopped, and he looked at my hat and looked at me and went and kept on walking, and I was like, the hat, or did he recognize me? I wonder. I always wonder. Like, it's weird being wrestling. I recognize for wrestling is different because they know it's bullshit. They're even if you're a bad guy, they're like, oh, you yelled at me this one time 5 years ago, and then I saw you. It's all good. Sign an autograph, take a picture. I've signed thousands of autographs, and there's pictures of me everywhere in wrestling with people, But this is a lot different. I don't know whether the person hates my fucking guts or what.
Well, the sad part about it is, and it's going to be because a lot of us are really excited about the anniversary this year. Some of us are I mean, you don't know this. Some of my chat might know this, but my wife and I are actually married on the 4th of July. We got
Oh,
engaged on Trump's birthday on
yay.
Flag Day and got
Nice.
married on the 4th of July. We're very
Nice.
patriotic. So the
That's awesome.
250 anniversary is a big thing for us. And I like wearing, I'm not I don't wear hugely overt patriotic stuff, but I've always got a flag on somewhere. And
Mhm.
and I dress like a country boy. And
This QR code goes to Trump dancing. I'm
but
serious.
the thing
Look,
is you
hey,
cannot wear a flag on your shirt
guys,
without
scan it.
being
Go ahead, scan it.
you cannot you cannot wear pro-American clothing without getting called a Trump loving Nazi. How
Oh, not
ridiculous
here,
is
not
that?
here, not here. That doesn't work that way
No, I
here.
bet it's different in Texas, but up
I
here, it's
oh
like if
yeah.
you look at any slightly patriotic at all, then you get labeled a right-wing extremist, and because I'm obviously a white boy,
Hey,
I'm a white
I
Christian
wear
nationalist, all this stuff, and it's ridiculous.
I wore my MAGA hat, pretty much, or a Trump hat, or some sort of America hat everywhere I go. But when I wear my MAGA hat, I got Hispanic people saying, "Hey, nice hat." I got black folks give me a fist bump. Hey, like your hat. I didn't always like them, but I do now. They always talk to me about it. I was in a parking lot of like a gas station, and there was like this would never happen where you're at. There was 20 immigration ICE officers standing around their cars, having a coffee and a breakfast, uninterrupted by anyone. I
Yeah, that would
drove by.
definitely not happen here.
I drove by. I rolled my window down. I was like, "Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for everything you do. God bless you." And rolled off. And they were like, "Yeah." And
Up here, they are literally following ICE officers out of the building to wherever they're going. They are literally stalking ICE officers here in Portland. It's absolutely so
gotta stop.
I work next to a hotel, and I won't say where or whatever, but we'll just say that. And there was a rumor that there were some ICE officers staying in this hotel, and I work security, and I had to patrol my property, and there were cars sitting on my property that didn't need to be there, so I went shine a flat. I'm like, "Hey, what can I help you? What's going on?" And this lady, just without even hesitation, she rolls down her window. She goes, "Well, I think there's ice in that hotel, so we're watching them." Like it was no bit like it was the most normal thing on the planet. I'm like, "So you're stalking hotel guests from my parking lot? You can't do that. You got to go." Well, we just want to make sure everybody's safe. I'm like, how are you no, you're making people unsafe by creating situations that shouldn't be there. Let people do their job. And it turns out there weren't any ICE officers in that hotel anyways, so they were completely
Mhm.
misinformed and being ridiculously stupid. But like it was just the most normal thing in the like she looked at me like, "You get it, right?" And I'm like, "No, this is not okay. Get the hell off my property."
That's crazy. Yeah, that would not happen here. Absolutely never happen here. It would never be
Like, they
like that here.
literally stock them up here. There are organizations that do nothing but have private chats and texts and all that, and they organize and coordinate all throughout the area, stalking potential ICE operations.
That's crazy. Okay, any last minute things that you wanted to uh, bring up or get to that you're gonna
I'm good,
regret?
unless there's something else in the chat that
No.
anybody wants to ask you. I'm good.
um, No, I just think, I really appreciate everybody just supporting all of us, not just me, but my chat is your chat, is MDG's chat, is
Yep.
Fat Patriots chat, is Tommy's chat. We're all one unit, really. And that's one thing I
G
will say.
Unit.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say about the liberals is no matter what kind of wacky, crazy shit they say, they all support each other, lock, stock, and fully loaded. They're fully invested. Even Ilhan Omar's creating all kinds of bullshit narratives, and she's committed crimes and you know committed immigration fraud with her brother and all that, and they just still support them just every single time. It's just we need to do that. All the infighting and this person doesn't like that person. That's why I will not use my platform to further any beef with people. I'm like right side rebel and Enrique. Some people don't like them. Of course, it's going to be some people are going to be really mad. And guess what? I'm not going to bring anything up that's going to cause a problem. Why the fuck would I do that?
There's
So
so much more important things to
that's
discuss.
right. There's so much more patriotic, more important things to touch on. So I hope everybody will tune in Thursday. I mean, Tuesday for the town hall, Wednesday for my wrestling chat thing, and then Thursday for the uh, Patriot panel. You never know. We'll have Unfiltered Raw join that one probably. Dustin Juror, he pops in from time to time.
Love him. Love him.
Love him. I can't believe what a contrast he is to his
Right,
brother.
night and freaking day, dude. Dustin is like the most solid dude out there, and
Oh, dude,
I
dude
feel so. I have two brothers, so I understand, and they're not always. I'm not always proud to say I'm their brother.
right.
They're
No,
not
no,
as bad as
no, no, I
that
get it.
situation, but the fact that he's had to go through all that and he's still as solid as he is, and
Yep.
and hangs out with the Patriots and whatever, dude. I love Dustin.
A lot of the streams I see the same people. Um, I see Dustin and Zach's chat and Tommy's chat. It's just so nice that we all support each other and we're all in this fight together. Not to really make America see. They think that it's Trump, and this is the last thing I think I'm going to touch on. They think that it's Trump. They think that MAGA equals Trump, and they're fucking wrong. Trump was just the catalyst needed to start um, the movement.
And he's
Long,
temporary.
yeah, he's temporary. Long after Trump is gone and moved on to the other realm of existence, naturally, we will still be making America great again continuously. I
Your
mean,
lips to God's ears.
I plan on voting for Barron Trump if I'm lucky enough to still be alive in 2044. And I know that's funny, but it's not a joke. I I, I don't think that the liberal Democrat current message, not only is it not popular, but it's not logically sound to further our country in any sort of way. Forget
It's
about all
self-destructive.
the forget about all the weirdo sexual things and all the weirdo ICE deportations. When it comes to the economic policies, business model wise, and the way that this country works, constructed with trade, with embargo, with all the stuff that we have, the way we use our military, the way we use our federal agents around the world, every single aspect of what we have going around in America right now that makes our country what it is will be fundamentally altered and changed the next time the Democrats become in power. Because now, see, I'm not scared of Trump or the MAGA continuing on, and I'm not really scared of a Democrat taking over. What I am scared is that once mark my words, you can clip this shit, you can remember it forever because it's on your channel, right? Mark my words, if the Democrats ever become in charge of this country again, they're going to become the Nazis. They're
Yep.
going to try to go through all of our channels, all of our videos, all of our tweets, and they're going to try to round all of us up. And that, my friends, is going to start a civil fucking war because I, as a Jew, am not going to no fucking camp.
We got a little taste
You
of it
have
in
to kill
2020.
me. That's right. That's right. You'll have to that and make no mistake about it. I think that any red-blooded American who has any sort of brain on them at all can see and at least a tiny bit believe that COVID was a test to
Yep,
see
test
how
run.
we would all
Exactly.
react. Maybe that's a little bit too uh conspiracy theory for you, your crowd
No,
or some of the
I'm right there
people.
with you on that one.
But I think that they were saying, you know what, global wide pandemic, we're going to mask up, we're going to lock everybody in their house. Let's see how they react.
It was the ultimate control, and they got away with it.
And I'm telling you, this new hantavirus or whatever the fuck it's called,
Yep.
I'm not doing this shit again. I'm not doing it. I never leave anyways, but I'm not masking up. They can I almost said something really bad. They can kiss my ass. I am not masking up. Ain't no way I am not participating in this shit at all. Nope. And neither
I'm
should
with
you.
you.
Neither should you. Now, if people are dropping dead in the middle of the street and it's a real thing, fine. That's different. But if this is bullshit and you smell a bunch of shit, pay attention to your nose, you know?
Well, just so everybody knows before it even starts getting out there, the hantavirus is not a virus. It is only transmitted through human contact. It is not an airborne virus or anything like that. So when they tell you to wear masks and all that bullshit, that's exactly what it is. It's bullshit. You catch it from it starts with dirty rats. It starts with rat infestation that leaves stuff here and there. I'm not a scientist, but and then it's transmitted through touch. It's not an airborne virus. What,
Well,
babe?
they're stupid though. It was a COVID was a respiratory infection, yet they
All
bought
right.
up all the toilet paper. It's
All
ridiculous.
right.
All right, we can wrap it up,
We got
guys.
to get off here. I just got a
Yep.
family emergency behind me.
Oh boy. Hey guys, thank you so much for being here with us. Please make sure you're subscribed to this guy. He's working his ass off. Thank you so much for
I
being
love
here.
everybody in chat. Thank you. Thank you for being here, Cly. I don't mean to be so
Sure,
abrupt,
absolutely.
but
No,
I've
no,
got a
it's fine.
bleeding 3-year-old.
No. Oh, go. Hey,
So I
guys,
got to go, guys.
thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.
I
Peace.
will talk to you guys later. Thank you much. All right. How do I stop it? End stream.